I'm Jim Hunter in New York. I'll be back at halftime, and we'll look ahead to the second half of our playoff doubleheader this afternoon. Minnesota playing at Dallas in an NFC wildcard game. But right now, the playoffs kick off on CBS Radio Sports. The Jaguars and the Bills. Let's send you back to Rich Stadium and join a couple of Johns. John Rooney with John Dockery. John?
All right, thank you very much, Jim. The lights are on here at Rich Stadium, and they have about 5,000 to 10,000 empty seats. Is the thrill gone here, John Dockery?
That's the question everyone's been asking, and one of the things the Bills are relying on is home field, an experienced team. The crowd is the 12th man. We're going to see how much they get into it today.
Jacksonville has won the toss and will receive. Buffalo will be kicking with the win. Bucky Brooks and Ricky Bell are the deep receivers to our left inside the 10-yard line. Steve Christie will be kicking off for the Buffalo Bills. He approaches the ball 30-yard line to our right, gives it a boot with the win, and it comes down to Brooks inside the 5, out to the 10, to his left to the 15, the 20-yard line. Penalty marker down across the 30, out across the 40-yard line, and then out of bounds on the far sideline. Steve Christie, the kicker, was over there to usher him out of bounds, but let's check out the penalty flag. And seems like in all the games I've been watching this season, there have been more and more penalties on the kick returns and the punt returns.
And that was one heck of a kick, John Rooney, and a 41-yard return, but it's coming back as the penalty is against the Jaguars.
The Jaguars will operate with Mark Brunell, 6'1", 216-pound quarterback out of Washington.
In the back, above the waist, number 35 on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
The penalty was on Lachey Maston. Pete Mitchell will open up as the tight end for the Jaguars, who are 9-7. They went 4-12 last year and had the big turnaround and got the help from Morton Anderson, missing a 30-yard field goal with 4 seconds left for Atlanta last week to put the Jaguars in the playoffs. Coming wide to the near side, Keenan McCardell. He's a Pro Bowl receiver. Jimmy Smith wide to the far side. On first down, the football marked at the 9-yard line. Means in the backfield. Brunell, the left-handed quarterback, wings it out to Means, incomplete at the 9-yard line. Coverage on the play by Damian Covington, the right inside linebacker. So 2nd and 10 from the 9 of Jacksonville. We're underway at Rich Stadium.
And Means just out of the backfield into the flat. The ball was catchable, put one hand up and couldn't catch it. But, John, you mentioned one man's name that tells you what Jacksonville's going to do. Pete Mitchell starts at tight end. He's not a blocker. He's a pass-receiving tight end.
This time, McCardell goes wide to the far side. Rich Griffith is in as a tight end. On 2nd and 10 from the 9-yard line, here is Means trying to go the right side. He's hit at the 8-yard line and thrown down. This is a pretty good defensive Buffalo team. The first man to hit him, Bruce Smith.
Well, Bruce Smith, a great matchup. Tony Baselli, the left tackle for the Jaguars, against Bruce Smith, a dozen years in the league, all-pro, 13 and a half sacks. Just a force on defense for the Buffalo Bills.
Manny Martin and Jeff Burris come in, 6 defensive backs for Buffalo. So now 3rd down and 10. The ball at the 9-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side for Brunell. Brunell operating from a shotgun formation, takes the snap, drops to the end zone. With some time, now he has to step up. He throws the ball away as he was in the grass and should be grounding for a safety.
He was in the end zone. He was in the grass. It looked like Jim Jeffcoat.
It was Jeffcoat.
And you can't throw the ball in the end zone to avoid a sack. And I believe that will be the call. We'll wait a minute to get the official call. I'm going to surprise with Brunell.
Intentional grounding, number 8 at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line.
Loss of down.
He was in the grasp at the 1-yard line, so it will be a punting situation coming up for Jacksonville. The referee today is Gary Lane. You got the call from him.
And you know what happened, John? He was in the end zone, and then he stepped back up to the 1-yard line and threw the ball just as before he went back into the end zone, or else it would have been a safety.
Barker to punt. He's at the back of the end zone. The rush is on, and he gets the kick away into the wind. And it's coming down to Burris. Burris takes it at the 45-yard line and gets hit. He was hit at the 43, thrown back by Bucky Brooks. So great field position for the Buffalo Bills, a 42-yard punt with no return. And Jim Kelly, who had his first season with more interceptions than touchdown passes this year, 14 TDs and 19 picks. He comes on to quarterback. the 11th-year pro out of Miami of Florida. Lonnie Johnson will be a tight end. Andre Reed, wide receiver, along with Quinn Early, formerly with San Diego and New Orleans. And terrific field position from the 43-yard line of Jacksonville. Steve Tasker is also in as a wide receiver, comes to the near side along with Reed. Thurman Thomas in the backfield, the lone setback. On first down, far side hash mark. From the 43-yard line, Kelly to pass. From the pocket, throws, and it's complete to Early. He makes the catch inside the 30, and the ball will be marked at the 27-yard line. Aaron Beasley, the left corner. He had 6 tackles and a sack against Atlanta last week. He made the stop. And a first down. So Kelly comes out, the wind at his back, and throws a strike.
And he's in a no-huddle offense, which gives him rhythm and tempo. That's what they want to do.
Tasker in motion, hand off to Thomas, straight ahead, and he gets inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line, wrapped up by Don Davey.
Interesting, they go right after the rookie left cornerback, Aaron Beasley, on the first play. Quinn Early made the catch, and then they come back with Thurman Thomas. They're looking for that balanced attack. They don't want to just throw the ball. Thurman Thomas, having some ankle problems the last few weeks, is about 85-90%.
Injured player on the field, and that's Dana Hall. Injured Jacksonville Jaguar. Travis Davis is going to come on as they have taken a break here with Dana Hall, the injured player. So we have a timeout, 13-13 to go in the first quarter. Jaguars nothing, the Buffalo Bills nothing. Buffalo Bills with the football, 2nd and 6 from the 24 of Jacksonville, no score. We're in the first quarter. Here's Kelly taking the snap, and a shovel pass to Thomas from the 20-yard line to the 15, spins to the 13-yard line. An effective play with Travis Davis just coming in as the strong safety as Dana Hall left with an injury. The tackle is made by Davis, and the Bills have a first down.
Little creative offense from the K-gun. 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 1 running back. That time, he flips it on a shuffle pass to Thurman Thomas, picks up the first down.
Early goes wide to the right, in motion from a slot to the left, Steve Tasker. Here's Kelly on a draw to Thomas. Dances from the 15 to the 10, toward the sideline, and down to the 7. Travis Davis makes the stop again for Jacksonville. Glenn Parker, the right tackle, cleared the way for Thurman Thomas.
You know, Thurman Thomas is just incredible. People have been writing him off for the last few years as being over the hill. He's a 30-year-old running back, but yet this 8th straight year, over 1,000 yards. He joins Barry Sanders, and he just this time he shows some speed towards the end zone, gets to the outside, picks up some good yardage.
Ball is marked at the 8-yard line. Here's a handoff to Thomas. He tries to go off right guard, gets to the 8 to the 7-yard line. Tom McManus was the first to hit him for Jacksonville.
And John, one of the things that the Jacksonville defensive coaches and players are talking about is that they must stop Thurman Thomas, that the Bills feel they can run the ball against a defense that is very average up the middle.
Tony Klein is in a slot to the right side. Quinn Early goes wide to the right. Reed wide left. Kelly will operate from the shotgun. It takes the snap. And on second down, throws to the right for Thomas. The catch is made at the 3. He goes to the goal line for a touchdown. Thurman Thomas with the touchdown reception. And the Bills, who have had trouble scoring in the first quarter this season, break through with 6 points with the 11:30 left in the first quarter of this playoff game.
And they got the 12th man into the game. 70,000 people on their feet here cheering the Bills. And the Bills needed that big start because Jacksonville, not a great comeback team. So, and they'll be wondering, do we really belong here? First time in the playoffs, a little intimidating to be here at Rich Stadium.
Steve Christie scored 8 points against Kansas City last week. He'll attempt the point after. Here's the placement, the kick, high and over end, and good. So we have 11:30 to go in the first quarter from Rich Stadium outside Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills have 7 points. The Jacksonville Jaguars, nothing. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. Bucky Brooks is deep for Jacksonville as Steve Christie will kick off from the 30-yard line to our right with the Bills leading the Jaguars 7-0. High and over end kick going toward the goal line. Brooks from the 1-yard line steps up, makes the catch to the 10, to his right to the 20-yard line, to the 25, 26, and then brought down quickly. Hit at the 26-yard line by Mark Pike. A return of 25 yards for Brooks, who has added a little bit of life to their kick return team, Doc.
He certainly has. He's given them some juice, but this is a very average special teams They've done really well on the field goal unit, but other than that, Jacksonville will not beat you on special teams.
Jacksonville had to punt the first time, and Buffalo was able to cash in with a 6-play, 43-yard drive. Now here's Brunell. Steve Mitchell and Derek Brown in a double tight end set. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Means in the backfield. Here's Brunell. Play action fake. Throws incomplete. Intended for Pete Mitchell out around the 30-yard line. Kurt Scholes was putting on some pressure from the free safety, and Brunell had to unload. It's a matter of trying to contain Brunell. He's a very good runner, and with his running numbers and his passing numbers, better than 4,000 yards this year, Doc, he's accounted for about 300 yards a game.
He's incredible. I mean, and he can do it all. He can demoralize the defense by improvising and making the play on the run. That time, Buffalo said, okay, we're coming with pressure, but we're coming with real agile pressure. They used the free safety to come on the blitz from the outside. Brunell had to get rid of it early, incomplete.
McCardell comes wide to the near side, a Pro Bowl receiver for Jacksonville on second down. Here's Means taking the handoff, hit at the line of scrimmage, and he is gang tackled. Phil Hansen and Ted Washington were able to stand him up, with Matt Stevens coming up from the secondary, finishing off the play.
You're talking about a very, very good Buffalo Bills defense. The defense is the reason that the Bills are 10-6 and in the playoffs. They've been steady all year long. The problems, John, have been with the offense. Kelly, Thurman Thomas, injuries, just lack of rhythm, turnovers, and that's been the biggest problem.
Keenan McCardell will be in a slot to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Willie Jackson has come in on a 3 wide receiver set. Third down, 9 from the 27-yard line of Jacksonville. Brunell to pass. Swings it to Means from the 22-yard line and hit by Jeffcoat. Jim Jeffcoat on the stop. He was standing right beside Natron Means. The moment Means got his hands on the ball, he was dropped.
And again, John, it was that pressure. You look at them coming with the safety blitz with Manny Martin, number 21, on the blitz along with Schultz, and that's caused him to get rid of the ball again. Buffalo's obviously on defense. They're coming to pressure the quarterback Brunell. He's young. This is his first time in the playoffs.
Barker to punt from inside the 10-yard line. It's a line drive kick into the wind. And back to receive it and muffing the punt, it's Burris. And Burris is dropped at the 18-yard line, a penalty marker down. Ty Halleck on the special teams with the tackle for Jacksonville. But Burris had to retreat even more. It's a 47-yard kick. And we'll check out the penalty flag, probably the basic illegal block to the back. Huh?
It certainly looks like it's against the Buffalo Bills, and we'll wait for the official call. But that's the way it appears right now. Officials are huddled talking about it.
And fans may think, he's talking about Keenan McCardell. But we were told the correct pronunciation.
Block in the back, above the waist, number 94 on the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That was on Mark Pike, the illegal block to the back. But Keenan McCardell, his father wants it pronounced that way.
Everybody's been saying, McCardell, but his dad, and after the 5th game of the season, I'm sick of hearing it that way. Let's try to get it right.
And Keenan wasn't worried about it. He said, I was always worried about making the college team and then making it in the pros. We have a timeout. 9:48 to go in the first quarter. The Bills will have the ball when we come back. They lead the Jaguars 7-0, and you're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. For John Dockery, I'm John Rooney. We're at Rich Stadium outside Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills 7, the Jaguars nothing. Buffalo with the football from the 10-yard line of the Bills. Kelly in the backfield is Derek Holmes. One back offense. Holmes takes the handoff, and he's hit at the 9-yard line by Jeff Loggeman. Loggeman, the former New York Jet, 5 tackles, 4 solo against Atlanta a week ago. One of the defensive captains, making the tackle for a yard loss at the 8. The clock at 9 minutes and 29 seconds and running in the first quarter. Holmes stays in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kelly to throw. Sets up at his 3-yard line. Looks to the right side, and the pass is complete at the 18-yard line. Complete to Quinn Early, and he's wrestled out of bounds.
And you know that Jim Kelly has had an up-and-down year. He only had 14 touchdown passes on the year. He threw 19 interceptions. He's 4 for 4 to start this game. So you wonder, Jim Kelly picking up a notch in the playoffs. 3rd and 3, Doc. The no-huddle offense. Here's Kelly on a delay. Holmes tries to break it to the left and cannot. He cannot get away from Tony Brackens, the rookie out of Texas. And the tackle is made at the 15-yard line. So a couple of runs, both for losses
for Derek Holmes, who made 1 yard on 4 carries against the Chiefs last week.
And if you're wondering why Thurman Thomas is out of there, the Buffalo Bills do this. They do switch up backs. I wouldn't think that Thomas was hurt, but he was very successful on the first drive. Holmes had no success running the ball here on the second drive for the Bills.
Chris Moore will punt, and the deep man is Chris Hudson. Hudson sets up inside the 45 to our left for Jacksonville. And under some pressure, here's a booming punt with the wind. Hudson makes the catch at the 35-yard line and is brought down at the 36. A punt of 50 yards with the coverage by Thomas Smith for the Buffalo Bills. We have 8:12 to go in the first quarter. Bills 7, Jacksonville nothing. We have a timeout on the field. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League. Mark Brunell will try to get something going now for Jacksonville as the Bills lead the Jaguars 7-0 with 8:12 left in the first quarter. Brunell passing so far today, 1 of 4, -4 yards. And Kelly has thrown for 45 yards, 4 for 4 passing. And here come the Jaguars. Wide to the near side, Willie Jackson, their leading receiver a year ago. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Natron Means the lone setback. And from the 36-yard line of Jacksonville, near side hash mark, Brunell to pass. And he is hit. An opening, and right through the middle of the line comes Damian Covington for the sack.
Almost on every play, the blue-shirted Buffalo Bills are sending an extra blitzer. In the first series, in the second series against the Jaguars, they sent safeties and corners. This time it was a linebacker up the middle, Covington, and he got there in a hurry. And Brunell, who has great escapability and wonderful mobility, wasn't able to escape the sack.
8-yard loss on the sack, 2nd and 18 from the 28-yard line of Jacksonville. Wide to the near side, Jimmy Smith. Wide receiver left, Means in the backfield. Brunell under center. Long snap count, and he drops. 3-step drop, throws, and the pass is incomplete. Sam Rogers almost had the interception, tipped the ball, and then it was Damian Covington also went on the play. A near interception at the 38-yard line.
And Brunell is getting so much pressure, John, that he has to get rid of the ball in a hurry. That time it was just a slant pattern. The ball was tipped and almost intercepted, as you mentioned, by the Bills.
Almost picked out by Rogers. Covington was the man who had the tip. Coming to the near side, Jimmy Smith. 2 wide receivers to the left. McCardell is in a slot to the left. Brunell from the shotgun formation, the 28-yard line, and back to throw he goes. Throws to the near side. It's caught by Smith at the 40-yard line. He makes it to the 42, and it won't be enough for a first down, as Jacksonville needed to get the ball between the 46 and 47-yard lines of the Jaguars. Ken Irvin had a pretty good rush on, along with Bruce Smith.
The blitz was on again. Brunell stood in the pocket. He has that strong arm. Left-handed number 8 reminds you so much of Steve Young. Threw the ball well on the out, but it wasn't enough for the first down.
Barker will punt again. He's inside the 30-yard line. Jeff Burris is the deep man for Buffalo. Here's the snap. Lots of time and a good line drive kick. It's taken at the 6-yard line by Burris to the 10, dances to the 13-yard line and no more. Buffalo gets the ball back, controlling the football, 7-0 in the first quarter with 6:51 to go. A 52-yard kick and a 7-yard return with Randy Jordan making the tackle.
And, John, it's interesting to look at both these teams. When you look at hot teams in the NFL, you certainly have to say it's Jacksonville. They won 5 in a row to come in here, where the Bills really sputtered in December. They lost 3 of 4. Of course, the big win was last week against Kansas City to get them into the playoffs.
Stay tuned at the end of the game, and we'll tell you about the Roadway Player of the Game. Roadway features new choice rooms and a 30% discount for seniors. Roadway, all along the way. With John Dockery, I'm John Rooney at Rich Stadium. Thurman Thomas is back in the offensive set. He'll be in the backfield for Jim Kelly when we resume. But how about this playoff experienced Buffalo team and the one last charge here for veterans like Kelly and Smith and Thurman Thomas?
I feel the same way. The big question, as folks are listening out there, is can these aging Warriors, they've been to 4 Super Bowls, they've lost 4 Super Bowls, can they, led by their aging coach, 71-year-old Marv Levy, can he lead guys like Kelly and Thurman Thomas and Andre Reed and just back to one more time? And Bruce Smith, of course. These guys can't go on forever. And as you watch Jim Kelly, it's been an up-and-down year for him. Thrown a lot of interceptions, a lot of wear and tear on that 36-year-old body. you wonder how many gasps they have left.
And this is the Bills' 27th playoff appearance and the first for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A surprise for the Jacksonville. You look at Jacksonville, they were 3-6. Can you imagine that? 3-6, they're saying this team is coming apart. And what do? They win 6 of their last 7 games. Admittedly, they got a little break here, a break there, but here they are in their second year in the playoffs with a 9-7 record.
They've done a better job of rushing the quarterback this year, Doc. 37 sacks this year compared to only 17 last year.
17? If you look at Bruce Smith, he almost gets that himself,
right.
or Bryce Pop. Yeah, they've done a lot better job, and that's the biggest improvement, along with the passing game in Mark Brunell, number 1 passing game in the NFL.
First down for Buffalo from the 13-yard line of the Bills. Early, a wide receiver to the near side, and back to throw, it's Kelly. He sets up, throws to his right, and it's caught by Early at the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle, gets to the 25, and out of bounds. A first down for Buffalo. Aaron Beasley had Early for just a moment, but Early was able to break the tackle and get out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at the 24, still enough for the first down.
Just a hook pattern to the far side, a little short of the first down, but Early, as you mentioned, breaks the tackle, picks up the first down on a hook.
Slot to the left, Thomas in the backfield, shovel pass, and it's intercepted. It's picked off by Clyde Simmons, still on his feet at the 5-yard line to the goal line. Touchdown! Clyde Simmons stepped in front of a shovel pass and puts Jacksonville on the scoreboard.
Oh, can you believe it? They worked that play earlier, and it worked well. The shovel pass to Thurman Thomas. This time Jim Kelly tried it again, but, the wily veteran, Clyde Simmons, has been around 11 years, picks it off, and big number 96 rumbled to the end zone for a touchdown. This game could be tied after the extra point. Amazing.
The point after try by Mike Hollis coming up. Brian Barker will be holding. Dave Weidel will be the snapper on this point after try. So how quickly things can change. 7-6 Bills. And Hollis attempting to tie the score. Here's the signal call. And the snap. The placement, the kick, it is good. So we have 6:26 to go, first quarter from Rich Stadium. The Buffalo Bills 7, the Jacksonville Jaguars 7, and it was the defense that got Jacksonville on the scoreboard.
And it really has been, for most of the year, the offense, and Brunell with his 4,300 yards that has propelled Jacksonville to where they are. But that time, it's one of those veteran defensive players. Everyone probably remembers Simmons from Philadelphia. He was there for 8 years. He was spectacular. Then he went to Arizona for a couple of years. He was cut, probably a salary cap situation there. And he's given some life to this Jacksonville defense and leadership at the right defensive end. That time he just picked off. It looked like a crowd in the middle. And somehow Simmons, with the good eyes, grabbed the ball. It was intended for Thomas, took it in for the touchdown.
Made his way 20 yards for the score. And then Mike Hollis added the point after. So now Hollis will be kicking off. Eric Moles, the rookie, along with Russell Copeland, will drop to the 5-yard line to our right. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
It's the Knicks and Orlando Magic just underway. An afternoon meeting at the Garden. We'll have more later right here on WFAN New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station.
A 7-7 game from Rich Stadium. Buffalo to receive. Hollis gets the okay to approach the football, and here comes the kick. A high kick into the wind. Moles steps up, takes it at the 7-yard line, across the 10 to the 20-yard line. Sidesteps a tackler across the 25 to the 30 to the 32-yard line. And the stop made by Darren Studstill. But that's what you talked about on special teams. A 25-yard return. That's something Jacksonville has tried to correct as the season has gone on. But they're always very wary of a big return coming up against them.
Absolutely. And in field position early on, you remember the first touchdown that Kelly threw to Thurman Thomas. It was really set up by great field position, because of a penalty on a kickoff return by Jacksonville, and then a intentional grounding by Brunell. But it was field position, and right now, as you mentioned, Bills get good field position here.
Thurman Thomas is in the backfield. Reed goes wide to the far side along with Early. 3 wide receivers, wide out to the left, and a handoff to Thomas on the end around. Here's Tasker flipping it back to Kelly, and the pass is incomplete at the 48-yard line of Jacksonville, intended for Quinn Early. So some razzle-dazzle. Mickey Washington, the cornerback, had the coverage on early. But now it's an end around. No, it's a flea flicker back to the quarterback.
And, you know, it was terrific defense by Jacksonville. They did not bite on the end around and then the flip-back flea flicker. So Washington just stayed with the receiver and made a terrific play, but there was no one open deep for Kelly to throw to.
2nd and 10 for the 32 of Buffalo. Kelly to throw with protection. Fires to the right side, and it's caught by Steve Tasker, the 12th-year pro out of Northwestern. Makes the catch at the 35-yard line up to the 37. Robert Massey from the secondary on the tackle for Jacksonville.
And you know what? Jacksonville's coming with a lot of pressure as well. The blitz was on because you look at Jim Kelly, he's a still life in the pocket as opposed to that fluid, mobile Mark Brunell on the other side of the ball.
Kelly on 3rd down and 6 from the 36 out of the shotgun. Fakes a handoff to Thomas. Fires to the right. Caught by Early at the 50-yard line. When Early gets down to the 46-yard line of Jacksonville for a first down. The tackle made by Robert Massey.
What a beautiful play. It was the play-action fake, the little fake draw to Thurman Thomas that held the linebackers, made them step up, and allowed Early to get free.
That's all it takes, Doc.
And that was what it was. And then it was just a slant into the zone. Early makes a nice catch, first down.
Slot left, wide receivers both ways. Kelly fakes a pass on a screen pass, looks downfield, is going to run the football, and from the 40-yard line to the 35, goes into a slide at the 33. And the officials will mark it near the 32-yard line. Kelly broke the tackle of Tony Brackens, then found running room at the 40-yard line and gained 15 on the play.
Kelly looked like Mark Brunell. Maybe he watched the other quarterback and said, well, I can do a little bit of that. Scrambles around, can't find anyone. Brackens is breathing down his neck, makes Hardy miss, picks up the first down. Jim Kelly, 36 years old, showing some scrambling ability left.
15-yard gain. He's 7 of 9 passing today. Handoff to Thurman Thomas. Hit at the line and falls forward for a yard gain toward the 31.
You know, Jim Kelly had some incredibly bad games during the year. So much so, people were wondering, and so was Jim Kelly, whether he was through. But he's made a comeback late. They beat Kansas City last week. A big emotional lift, and today he's playing a brilliant game so far.
Veteran right tackle John Yurkovich is down for Jacksonville and getting some attention. Kelvin Pritchett has come on for the Jaguars. On the last run, though, John Fina basically tripped up Thurman Thomas.
John Fina, of course, the left tackle for Buffalo, tripped up his own man. Buffalo right now looks like they have control of this game. That was a huge play, though, by Clyde Simmons on the interception for the touchdown, on the intercepted of lateral for the touchdown to put Jacksonville back in this game. If you let this crowd get on top of you, an experienced veteran team like the Bills, at home, in the playoffs, it can really be intimidating. So that play by Simmons to tie the score was a huge play for the Jaguars.
And going back to last week, when Buffalo beat Kansas City 20-9, Kansas City took a 9-6 lead into the fourth quarter before Buffalo opened the game and put it away against Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs. The Buffalo managed a touchdown in the first quarter, something they haven't done very often this season. Then Kelly thought he had the opening for a shovel pass to get some more good yardage. Instead, Simmons stepped in front of it, carried it back 20 yards for a Jacksonville score.
But for that play, John, Buffalo has had it all their way. Both defensively, they're just stuffing Jacksonville, and offensively, they're moving the ball.
Lonnie Johnson tight end on the right side, Reed wide to the right. Early in a slot to the left. Thomas is in the backfield. On second down, Kelly stumbles, steps up in the pocket, throws for the end zone, and throws it away. Incomplete. He was looking for Lonnie Johnson, the tight end. I'm not sure he was looking for him. He overthrew him in the end zone. But once Kelly was able to get his composure, he just threw the ball way over the goalpost.
One of the problems that the Buffalo Bills have had is their offensive line has been inconsistency. They haven't played that well, especially in December. And that time there was an end tackle game by the Jaguars. It was picked up reasonably well, but Kelly was under pressure and just threw that ball away.
3rd and 10 from the 32 of Jacksonville. Kelly from the shotgun takes the snap. He throws over the middle, a complete pass to the 20. Down to the 15-yard line goes Andre Reed. And Reed was stopped by Chris Huston, the free safety. First down, Buffalo.
And Andre Reed, this is a comeback year for Andre Reed. 12 years in the league. Last year, had all those hamstring problems, just about wiped out his season. He had an incredible year this year. This time, It's man-to-man coverage, but Robert Massey can't stay with Reed. Picks up the first down, coming over the middle on a slant play.
Copeland, Early, and Tasker are the wide receivers. Reed comes out on first down. Kelly looks left, throws left. Complete pass at the 5-yard line to Lonnie Johnson. He makes his way inside the 2.
And it was actually his secondary receiver. He was looking outside to Reed down the near sideline. He actually wanted to throw deep to either Reed or Tasker. Came to his secondary receiver, the tight end. Good pickup, first down.
7-7 game with 2:53 left in the first quarter. Robert Coons comes in as a tight end. Tim Tyndale is in. And here's Kelly under center, 9th play of the drive. A 3-back offense. Here's Kelly taking the snap. Play action fake. Throws for the end zone and incomplete. The ball went off the hands of Tony Klein, who caught a touchdown pass against Kansas City last week. Couldn't put the grips on it, though, this time.
Great play action. It was a straight tee. Then there was some motion, so everybody thought, hey, it's the jumbo package. They're going to run the ball, but he doesn't. Instead, Klein releases into the end zone, and the ball just goes off his shoulder pad. Can't pull it in. Might have been screened a little by a defender, but the ball was catchable.
Tyndale and Thomas in the I formation. It's 2nd and 2 from the 2-yard line. Here's a handoff to Thomas. He makes his way to the goal line and in for a touchdown. Second touchdown today for Thurman Thomas. This on the ground, the other through the air.
What great blocking on the right side of the Buffalo Bill offensive line. Thurman Thomas went into the end zone. Not a white shirt touchdown.
Thomas in from 2 yards out, 13-7 Bills. Steve Christie to attempt the point after out of the hold of Chris Moore. Here comes the snap, the kick. It's through the uprights. 2:26 left in the first quarter. The Bills 14, the Jaguars 7. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. Christie to kick off. Brooks is deep for Jacksonville. Brooks steps up, watches Bell take the kick, and then hand to Brooks. Brooks to his left to the 20, 25-yard line to the 28 he goes. That's where Jacksonville will set up. Mark Pike on the tackle for the Buffalo Bills, a 17-yard return after Ricky Bell caught the ball and then gave it to Brooks on a handoff. Jacksonville hasn't been able to do much with the Buffalo front line and the secondary. Buffalo has been able to time its blitzes well and keep Mark Brunell in check in the first quarter with 2:16 to go. A 14-7 Buffalo lead. McCardell comes wide to the near side. Blanker left. Means in the backfield. Brunell is changing the play at the line of scrimmage, the 28-yard line. Now, here's Means stepping up. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. And Brunell throws on first down. Incomplete, intended for Jimmy Smith. Out around the 33-yard line, a penalty marker is down. Phil Hansen was applying pressure from the left side of the line.
And it's interesting that the noise factor here, they were trying to audible, Jacksonville was, but Natron Means and some of the other players couldn't hear it. Means actually came out of his tailback position.
Offsides, defense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Bruce Smith a little
Bruce
anxious
Smith is
there.
called, and right behind him, Phil Hansen.
But the noise in the home field becomes a factor. The audible a problem. Means couldn't hear it. He had to run up next to Brunell and say, huh? What was the play? What was the play?
It means in the backfield, 1st and 5. Football at the 33 of Jacksonville. Wide receivers both ways. Brunell on a long snap count. Going to get to Natron Means. Up the middle. He gets to the 40, 45, 50. He has a breakaway running room at the 30, down to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and out of bounds at the 4. Chased by Kurt Schultz and then tackled. Dave Wydell with a key block.
What a run by Natron Means. Last week, Means put some life. Over the last 5 weeks, he's put some life into the Jacksonville offense. 110 yards last week. This time, he just breaks up the middle, and a missed tackle by the safety, Matt Stevens, had a clean shot at him. But you mentioned the blocking up front. Means breaks through. Not great speed, more of a power runner, but picks up a huge gain.
Tight formation, wide receiver to the right. First down to the 5-yard line. Here's Means jumping over one tackler, gets to the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. Bruce Smith and Damian Covington were able to hold him up for the Buffalo Bills.
And Jacksonville was looking for some spark in the running game to take some pressure off Mark Brunell. You've heard it 1,000 times. But the Bills have come out and said, hey, we're coming with blitzes. We're going to put pressure on the young quarterback. But if Natron Means can break loose that way, it's going to take a lot of pressure off.
And Means' 110-yard game was the first for better than 100 yards rushing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it happened to be Means' 13th career 100-yard game last week. Mitchell and Derek Brown in a 2 tight end set. 2 wide receivers right side. Brunell is changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 7 seconds on the play clock. 2nd and 5. The ball just inside the 5-yard line. Brunell doesn't like what he sees, so he calls a timeout.
Timeout. Jacksonville, that is their first charge team timeout.
You get that call from Gary Lane, a 30-second timeout. Gary Lane is the referee today. And we have 1:04 to go in the first quarter, with the Jaguars trying to pull even with the Bills, who lead 14-7.
It's interesting, that timeout belongs to the 12th man, the fans here at Rich Stadium. They were making so much noise that Brunell couldn't get the audible to his lineman and to his back Means, so he was forced to call a timeout. I mean, you do have an option if you're a quarterback to go to the referee and say, look, it's too loud, I can't deal with it, quiet this crowd. He chose not to do that. You don't always get that call, by the way, from the referee, so time was running down. There's about 4 seconds left to call the timeout to avoid a penalty.
With about 5, 6, maybe 7,000 empty seats at Rich Stadium, Marv Levy made the plea last week. Last week's game wasn't a sellout. They said those of you coming out to Rich Stadium, make some noise, because that makes a difference in the way we play our game and the way things are done. The opponents just can't hear the change of the play, the audible at the line of scrimmage.
And the fans are already beginning to get that way now as the Jaguars prepare to come to the line of scrimmage. Marv Levy told me before the game, they said, hey, home field, we're 9-0. This is very important to us that the crowd be in this game.
Smith wide left, McCardell wide to the right, 2nd and goal. Ball just inside the 5-yard line of Buffalo, far side hash mark. Brunell takes the snap, gives to Means, and he's nailed at the 10-yard line. Oh, he was hit by Sam Rogers the moment Means got his hands on the ball.
Sam Rogers just on the blitz, and they were covering from both sides. They had Bills rush from the outside, and they contained. They want to contain Brunell. That time they got to him just as Means was taking the handoff.
Reggie Barlow and Willie Jackson come into the offensive set now for Brunell. 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Means had nowhere to go. Barlow will split wide to the left. Jimmy Smith wide to the right side. McCardell in a slot to the right. A wing to the right for Pete Mitchell. From the shotgun, Brunell takes the snap. From his 18-yard line, throws for the end zone, and a shove at the goal line on Pete Mitchell. Incomplete pass. The shove by Matt Stevens. And no penalty marker down. And it was Phil Hansen all over Mark Brunell when Brunell lofted the ball toward the flag at the goal line on the near side. And Brunell comes away holding his right shoulder.
And the Bills are simply saying Brunell had no blockers. He had all receivers, no blockers in the backfield. He had to get rid of the ball in a hurry. Hansen was right in there. We just had to throw it up, and he took a pretty good hit after he delivered that ball.
26-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of Brian Barker. Mike Hollis approaches the ball. High end-over-end kick. It's good. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Bills' lead has been cut to 4 points. We're going to keep it right here at Rich Stadium.
And you mentioned Mark Brunell going to the sidelines. He appears to be okay, but we'll keep an eye on him because without Brunell, Jacksonville has no shot to stay in this game. He's simply a one-man gang. You mentioned some of his statistics. 4,300 yards passing, almost 400 yards rushing. It's almost 300 yards of offense by himself in a game. So without Brunell, Phil Cox and Johnson just won't cut it at quarterback. He makes it happen for Jacksonville. Without him, this game is a no contest, especially against a very good defensive team like the Bills.
Mike Hollis has made good now in 25 of his last 28 field goal attempts. He can really be a difference in a game.
He's been a huge difference for his team. I mean, he's kept him in a lot of the games. And we're mentioning Brunell and his potential. He hasn't had much of a day so far against his blitzing, aggressive Bills defense. Only 2 of 7 for 11 yards. So It hasn't happened yet, but Brunell's one of those guys that can escape a rush, run the ball, throw on the run, and make the big play.
Mike Hollis will kick off from the 30-yard line to our left. Eric Moles deep, along with Russell Copeland. Here's the kickoff into the wind. High, and it's coming up at the 9-yard line to Moles, to the 10. Up to the 20-yard line. Sidesteps a tackler. Has room on the right side. 25, 30. Penalty markers down. Up to the 40-yard line. And then tackled at the 40 by Reggie Barlow. But a couple of penalty markers. One at the 23. The other at the 31-yard line. After a 31-yard return. Sound like an illegal block in the back?
It certainly looked that way, and it was interesting that both penalty flags went exactly the same time. It looked like rain from above. Two yellow flags. It's got to be against the Bills.
Now they readjust the placement of one of the flags to the 20-yard line. And after the discussion by the officials, here's Gary Lane, the referee.
Illegal block in the back, above the waist, on the return team, number 58. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty on Marlo Perry. And that's the end of the first quarter. Rich Stadium. The Buffalo Bills are leading the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars 14-10. Let's pause for this word.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Wildcard weekend on CBS Radio. We played one quarter. The Bills take a 14-10 lead into the second quarter. They have the ball first down from their 11-yard line. Thurman Thomas in the backfield along with Tim Tyndale, I formation. Tyndale the fullback. Jim Kelly under center. Long snap count. Is a wing to the left. And that's Lonnie Johnson. Here's a handoff. Left for Thurman Thomas up to the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. Tackled by John Yurkovich. Yurkovich had to leave the game for a few plays. Back in there on this defensive set for Jacksonville.
You've been talking about Thurman Thomas, and you mentioned some of this earlier, but I just got to note that Thurman has the most postseason points in history with 120 now. He passed George Blanda, who had 115 points.
Loss of a yard on the play, back to the 10-yard line. Second down and 11. Hand off to Tyndale. He gets to the 14 to the 15-yard line and gang tackled. One of those in on the stop, Kevin Hardy, the rookie out of Illinois, along with Eddie Robinson. Robinson, formerly with the Houston Oilers, the top tackler this season for the Jaguars with 165 in the regular season. Third down and 6. Football at the 15-yard line. 6 defensive backs in for Jacksonville. Thurman Thomas stands just to the left of Jim Kelly. Wide receivers left and right, 2 to the far side. Kelly under some pressure, throws over the middle, and the catch is made at the 20-yard line. Andre Reed was smacked by Eddie Robinson after the catch, and not enough for a first down. The Bills are going to punt here.
Interesting. The Bills changed up a little on offense. Normally their K-gun will have 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and 1 back. That time they came with a 2-back offense for most of the series, and they just did not look as sharp.
Chris Hudson stands inside the 40 to our right. It's Chris Moore on the punt. Season average of 41.5 yards. He kicks against the wind. Hudson backs up to the 37-yard line, ahead to the 40. To his right, back to the 40-yard line, up to the 45, and then smacked out of bounds at the 48. He was hit hard by Gabe Northern. A punt of 44 yards and a return of 14 on the play. First down, Jacksonville. Ball at the 48-yard line of the Jaguars. Smith and McCardell to the wide receivers. Natron Means with the handoff running left across midfield and down to the 47-yard line. He barrels his way. He was undercut by Damian Covington.
And Natron Means wearing number 20 in white for Jacksonville. 5'10", 240 pounds, real power runner. Hard to believe that 2 years ago, Natron Means was the All-Pro Bowl running back for the San Diego Chargers. Then some injuries and things just went south. It's amazing, but he's making a comeback and found new life here in Jacksonville.
He's been quite a lift for Jacksonville. We have 2nd and 4 from the 47-yard line of Buffalo. Man in motion, Derek Brown from his tight end position. Burnell the pass, penalty marker down. The pass at the feet of Natron Means at the 45-yard line, incomplete. The penalty markers are down in the backfield. Another good rush. This time Bryce Pop came in to put the pop on Mark Brunell.
Illegal shift. Two men moving at the same time without one coming to a stop. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Doc, I wondered how Jacksonville would react to an early score by Buffalo, and sure enough, that happened. But it was the defense that reacted to help get Jacksonville back into the game, and right now they're down by 4 points.
They are, and Clyde Simmons intercepted that shuttle pass and took it 20 yards for a touchdown. That kept, Buffalo from getting incredible momentum and putting this crowd into it, kept Jacksonville in the game. And then Natron Means gets a big run of 62 yards to set up a field goal, so we're talking 14-10, Bills leading here at Rich Stadium.
Willie Jackson and Keenan McCardell go wide to the right side. McCardell in the slot. Wide to the left, it's Jimmy Smith.
But you know what? The Jacksonville hasn't been able to solve the riddle of the Buffalo defense. I mean, Buffalo has impact players. Bruce Smith coming from the right side, Bryce Pop from the left side, Hanson from the left side, Ted Washington stuffing the middle. This is a really sound, talented defensive team for Buffalo.
Jacksonville was up to the line of scrimmage, and then the officials were still discussing something. After huddling again, they break the huddle. Brunell under center. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line of Jacksonville. Brunell, two-step drop, throws to McCardell. Behind him, incomplete at the 40-yard line of Buffalo. Just a little cut across the middle, but the pass was behind Pro Bowl receiver Keenan McCardell, the 4th-year pro out of Nevada, Las Vegas.
And he would have had to make one heck of a catch sprinting on a slant pattern.
I thought he was going to for a moment.
Almost. He turned his body pretty well. And this is a pretty good, combo. McCardell with 85 catches coming into this game. Smith with 83. Those are really awesome numbers.
Willie Jackson wide to the left. Pete Mitchell to tight end to the left. Shotgun formations. 3rd and 10 from the 48 of Jacksonville. Brunell slips after taking the snap, sets up, throws complete to Jackson at the 40-yard line of Buffalo, and he has enough for a first down, I believe. He has the first down yardage.
And Thomas Smith, who is one very good defensive back, was covering Jackson, who simply went down near sideline about 12, 14 yards. The offensive line gave Brunell some time, and then he showed that incredibly strong arm. Even after slipping, he was able to get that ball on a fairly deep out to Jackson for the first down.
Rich Griffith and Derek Brown in a 2 tight end set. Brunell changes the play at the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. 11:46 and counting in the second quarter. And whistles sound as the play was not quite developing. Bryce Pop was going to blitz from his linebacker position. Let's get the call now from Gary Lane as whistles stop the play.
Encroachment. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's on Bryce Pop.
And John, both teams' coaches talked about turnovers and penalties as being a major problem at times during the season. Jacksonville corrected that. They had a lot of turnovers early, but in the last 4 games, they only had 1. And Brunell, who threw 20 interceptions on the year, has thrown no interceptions coming into the last 4 games.
1st and 5 from the 36-yard line of Buffalo. Brunell with time to throw. Airs it out for Smith in the end zone, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Thomas Smith, who did not allow a touchdown pass this season from his right cornerback spot for Buffalo.
What great position by Thomas Smith. Inside position, playing man-to-man, which he does so well on Jimmy Smith. And the ball was not thrown where it would have had to be thrown for this completion. Instead, it was thrown inside. Smith had inside position. It was a little bit short, and Thomas Smith was able to come up with the interception in the end zone, so Buffalo gets the ball back.
And how about the protection Brunell had on that? And there's an interception, the first one in 5 games for Brunell. We have 11:25 to go in the first half. The Bills lead the Jaguars 14-10. You're listening to coverage of the NFL from CBS Radio Sports. On a fake end around to Steve Tasker, Kelly throws incomplete for Thurman Thomas at the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Chris Hudson on the coverage for Jacksonville, with the Bills leading 14-10 over Jacksonville. 11:21 left here in the first half. A slot to the left, Andre Reed. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right, and here comes the blitz. And Kelly was smothered by Eddie Robinson, who may have come offside on that play with penalty markers down at the 20-yard line.
I'm laughing because there were so many white shirts in the backfield that they had to be offside to get there that quickly to the quarterback.
Offsides, defense, number 51, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
It was Kevin Hardy, the rookie from Illinois.
Yeah, but
Called for the penalty, but Eddie Robinson was right there with him, and then Robinson was all over Jim Kelly. Second down and 5 from the 25-yard line of Buffalo. Thurman Thomas in the backfield. Jim Kelly wants to pass, throws for Early, caught at the 33-yard line. He makes his way to the 35, tackled by Aaron Beasley and Travis Davis.
And Early just went out. He went 2 yards beyond the marker, hooked. The ball was well delivered by Kelly, a simple hook pattern, first down Bills.
First down at the 35-yard line of Buffalo, with the Bills ahead by 4. Now Early will split to the far side, wide to the near side. Tasker in a slot along with Andre Reed. Now Tasker goes in motion from right to left. Kelly gives to Thurman Thomas, looking for a block on the right side. Makes his way out to the 36-yard line. He was tripped up by Tom McManus, finished off by John Yurkovich.
The Bills still in their K-gun offense. They like to get that up-tempo, no-huddle offense with tight end, 3 wide receivers, and 1 running back.
We have a second and 9 from the 36-yard line of Buffalo. Kelly from the shotgun throws for Early. Caught at the 45-yard line, out to the 50, into Jacksonville territory at the 49.
Just a timing pass. Early on the slant pattern. Ball well delivered. Kelly got a little extra protection as they put tight end Lonnie Johnson in the backfield to protect against the rush.
We have a first down from the 49 of Jacksonville. Kelly going with the no-huddle offense. Thurman Thomas in the backfield. Wide receivers both ways. Early has caught 6 passes in the first half, and now Kelly's changing the play. There's the audible. Kelly takes the snap and drops. He has to roll to his right. Sets up, throws, complete at the 45-yard line of Jacksonville. And that was caught by Early.
Well,
his 7th reception.
It's amazing. I mean, Kelly himself has said he likes to throw to Steve Tasker when it's on the line. Of course, Andre Reed is a veteran receiver, yet...
And early in the season, he had problems hooking up with Early.
He certainly did, and now it's all Quinn Early today.
Quinn Early goes wide to the far side. Tasker, slot to the left. Reed, wide to the right. Kelly's changing the play again. In the backfield now, Derek Holmes. Here's a handoff to Holmes off left guard to the 40-yard line and down to the 37. First down, Buffalo. Kelly saw something in the middle. Reuben Brown and John Fina did a good job blocking up front.
And you look at Derek Holmes and you realize that he does have 4.4 speed. He just was shot out of the blocks and picked up good yardage for the first down.
Tasker and Reed wide to the right side with Reed in a slot. Tight end to the right. That's Lonnie Johnson. Wide receiver left. Thurman Thomas in the backfield on the 36-yard line. Pass complete to Reed. He gets to the 30-yard line. Slips a tackle. First down to the 25. Great second effort by the veteran Andre Reed.
Andre Reed, the all-time leader in receptions here in Buffalo. Just a simple hitch pass. Took the ball in the slot. Did a little duke. And then got by Chris Hudson for the first down.
2 wide receivers to the left, Reed wide to the right. Tasker in motion out of the slot. Handoff to Thomas. He's hit at the 25-yard line by Kevin Hardy and thrown down at the 25. Just a slight gain on the play.
And Kelly may be running around or hobbling around in a 36-year-old beat-up body, but today he's 15 of 19. For 157 yards and a touchdown.
Lonnie Johnson, a tight end on the right side. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Second and 9 from the 24. Kelly rolls right. Has some time. With pressure. Fires complete to his tight end, Lonnie Johnson, at the 20-yard line. And he makes his way to the 17.
John, you heard me sigh there because that was vintage Jim Kelly. Took his time, rolled to the near sideline, and gave the receiver, Lonnie Johnson, 3 or 4 commands. First he said, go outside. He was covered. He said, go back inside. Johnson went back inside, found this little crevice, and that's where Kelly was able to hit him and picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
Clyde Simmons is the injured Jacksonville Jaguar on the field at the 22-yard line. 10th play will be coming up on this drive for the Buffalo Bills. We have 7 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. And we have an official timeout here at Rich Stadium. The Buffalo Bills 14, the Jacksonville Jaguars 10. Friends, here's a reminder from General Mills. Stay tuned for the Wheaties halftime report with Jim Hunter. And tomorrow morning, don't forget to eat your Wheaties. It's the breakfast of champions. Buffalo with the ball, 3rd and 2. The 17 of Jacksonville, right side hash mark. 2 wide receivers to the left, but it's Thomas getting the call and getting to the 15-yard line, close to a first down. I said Thomas. Derek Holmes on the call. Holmes very close to a first down at the 15, stopped by Eddie Robinson and Kevin Hardy.
If he got that first down, Holmes, then he did it mostly on his own because he was hit behind the line of scrimmage. He spun and got very, very close to the first down. I think he's a little bit short.
About a half a yard.
Certainly the Bills have a right to call for a measurement, and they are bringing out the chains.
Looks like about a half a yard short. Let's pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Second quarter at the Garden, the Knicks trail the Orlando Magic right now, 26-24. We'll have more later right here on WFAN New York.
Sure enough, about a half yard short of the Buffalo Bills of a first down. The ball just shy of the 15-yard line of Jacksonville. And Jim Kelly stays on the field, steps into the huddle now, 4th and about a half yard.
Interesting call by Marv Levy. One of the reasons he might be doing this is the wind. He's kicking into the wind, and it would be a decent length of field goal, but I think he just feels that he can pick this up. And 3 points would make it 17-10. Jaguars could still tie with a touchdown, so I think he's saying, hey, we can pick up this and take it in for a touchdown.
Buffalo 9 of 14 going for it on 4th down this season. Motion now for Holmes out of the backfield. Kelly keeps, tries to get to the 15, and Jacksonville throws him back, looking for the spot, and it is going to be very close. Jeff Lageman was able to put a little charge into the line and throw that pile back.
It has all to do with the spot. Jim Kelly, a big quarterback, 6'3", 226 pounds, gets a little surge forward, but then is thrown back. It's a question of did he get enough forward motion, and it'll all have to do with the spot. I'm a little surprised. What the Bills did was they lined up with all wide receivers, no running back, and to make the Jags think they were going to throw a short pass, but no, it was Kelly with the quarterback sneak, and we'll find out if he made it in a moment.
Here's the measurement. The chains are stretched.
Oh, my.
And the Bills are saying first down. Gary Lane says no, it's first down. Jacksonville, not Buffalo. Jacksonville was able to hold by, what, an inch, 2 inches at the most?
Maybe an inch. I was waiting for them to bring out a card to see if it was touching the nose of the ball, but it was that close at the Bills. Motion first down, and they were watching. It was real close, but no, the official said no dice. Jacksonville takes over. Jim Kelly walks off slowly, favoring his right knee as he comes to the near sideline. Timeout with 6:48 to go in the first half. The Bills lead Jacksonville 14-10. Tom Coughlin's Jacksonville Jaguars were able to hold on 4th down. They have the ball 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line of Jacksonville. Means and Maston in the backfield. Wide receivers both ways. Maston in motion, handoff to Means, looking for something outside, gets to the 15, up to the 18-yard line he goes. He's been able to make something out of nothing 4 or 5 times today. Jeff Burris, the left cornerback, made the tackle for the Buffalo Bills. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have not had much of a running game. James Stewart was the runner early on. He's been out with a turf toe. Means started the season with a thumb injury and wasn't very effective, but in the last 4 or 5 games, he has been the offense on the ground for Jacksonville. Second, about 7.5 for a first down for Jacksonville. They need to get the ball close to the 31-yard line of the Jaguars for a first down. Out of the staggered eye, play action fake by Brunell. The left-hander throws, complete at the 25-yard line, complete to Lachey Maston, the fullback. And that's what Brunell likes to do. Play action fake to Means, and then he rolls to the left side, the near sideline, and completes the pass, and he loves throwing to his left. He throws better, probably Brunell does, on the run than he does out of the pocket. Maston was able to get to the 27-yard line, enough for a first down for Jacksonville. Means the lone setback, wide receivers both ways. Griffith and Brown, a double tight end set.
Hand off to Means. He gets to the 28-yard line, picked up a yard, and Bruce Smith was the first man to hit him. The Buffalo Bills, they can do some gang tackling.
Can't they? Oh, they are good. But and you look at Jacksonville, people are saying, hey, how in the world did Jacksonville get in the playoffs? And you look at their largest margin of victory in the last 5 games, it was in 5 wins, it was 7 points when they beat Seattle by 20-13. But so this is a team that's just played close to the vest, stayed in games, and won a lot of them at the end.
Means and Maston in a staggered I formation. Second down, 9 from the 28. Brunell to throw. He's sacked. Sacked at the 22-yard line by David White. White was untouched as he came from his linebacker position. Brunell looking to his left, had no idea White was closing in.
And that's his blind side. He's a left-handed quarterback. He dropped back. He was looking downfield. And from the right side, his blind side, White, as you mentioned, came untouched. Brunell was setting up just about to throw, and I'm amazed when he got hit like that he was able to hold on to the ball.
Wade Phillips' defense has been able to blitz Brunell today, keeping him in check. Bills 14, Jaguars 10, 4:42 and counting, second quarter. Here we go, 3rd and 14 from the 23 of Jacksonville. Two-step drop, pass over the middle, caught at the 35, up to the 40, the 45, midfield, down to the 45, still on his feet, Pete Mitchell. Mitchell down to the 30-yard line of Buffalo, stopped finally by Jeff Burris.
My, oh my, Pete Mitchell down the middle, a real good pass-catching tight end, making like Jay Novacek, catches the ball with his hands, pulls it in for a 47-yard gain. Brunell, very cool. The rush was on, found the hole in the middle of the field to the tight end, broke a few tackles. Burris finally brought him down, or else he was gone for the touchdown.
So after David White sacked, Brunell answered with a big gainer, 47 yards on the pass to Mitchell. On first down, here's Means looking for something right, goes to his left, still on his feet, back to his right, 25, 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the goal line, touchdown! Touchdown for Natron Means. He broke a couple of tackles. Phil Hansen couldn't get him. Bruce Smith couldn't stop him. Touchdown for Means, a 30-yard run. And
you're not kidding. Bruce Smith was on the ground as Means went into the end zone. Number 78 was right next to number 90. Phil Hansen, two of the better players on defense for the Buffalo Bills, two super players. They both had clean shots at Means, who simply bounced off them, took it to the outside, down the far sideline for the touchdown.
Wow. Point after try coming up by Mike Hollis. Means has 97 yards in the first half on 9 carries. That run broke for 30 yards. And he just kept the legs moving, Doc.
And at 5'10", 240 pounds, he has that low center of gravity, just bounced off people.
Barker to hold. Here's the kick by Hollis. It's good. Boy, is that quiet at the crowd here at Rich Stadium. We'll keep it here with 3:45 to go in the first half. Jacksonville has a 17-14 lead with the extra point by Mike Hollis.
In Cinderella, residing in Jacksonville now. I mean, it was Indianapolis last year, and now it's Jacksonville. There's a sense of destiny here, especially when you look how they got here. They beat Atlanta 1917 when Morton Automatic Anderson missed a 30-yard field goal. Heck, he had missed, in 59 field goals in a row since 1989 inside the 30. He had missed one. He blows one last week, and Jacksonville holds on to beat Atlanta 1917, and they come to the playoffs. You get that sense of destiny.
A 30-yard run by Means. The big play before that, the 47-yard pass play, Brunell to Mitchell, after a sack by David White. 6 plays, 86 yards. We have 3:45 left in the first half. Hollis is getting set to kick off. Eric Moles will be deep for Buffalo.
And think of Means before, had that long run of 60-some odd yards to set up the field goal for Jacksonville. So Means has taken the load on his back because Brunell has not been sharp. Yes, he hit a key pass to Mitchell down the middle to the tight end to help set up that run, but he really has not been sharp. The pressure of Buffalo harassed him all afternoon.
The wind blows the ball off the tee, so Hollis is going to have to get some help. Travis Davis is going to hold the ball for him. Now Gonzalez approaches the football, a high end-over-end kick. Eric Moles takes it at the 1, to the 5, the 10, out to the 15, room to the 20, the 30-yard line, out to the 40, along the right sideline, midfield, and out of bounds near the 40-yard line of Jacksonville, run out of bounds by Reggie Barlow. A 59-yard return for Moles, the rookie.
You talk about responding to adversity. The Bills drop behind the Jaguars 17-14. And then they get the kickoff, and bingo, 59 yards. Eric Moles gives them great field position at the 43-yard line.
Thurman Thomas will be in the backfield for Jim Kelly. We have 3:32 left in the first half. Glenn Early goes wide to the left, along with Andre Reed. Tasker wide to the right. Tight end Lonnie Johnson to the right side. On first down from the 42 of Jacksonville. Kelly to pass. Good protection. Looks right. Throws. Penalty marker down. The pass is complete at the 22-yard line to Steve Tasker, and he fumbled the ball out of bounds when he got hit by Robert Massey. But I think Massey is going to be called for pass interference.
You're absolutely right, John Rooney. Massey bumped Tasker, held him as he was looking to break to the outside. The ball was in the air, no doubt. Penalty on the defensive back, Massey. Although they're having a huddle.
Kevin Hardy's over there saying,
I think it
waved that off.
Yeah, I mean, they were bumping one another. It was way downfield. It was far beyond the 5-yard zone where you're allowed to bump it. And I also thought Massey, number 40 in white jersey, might have grabbed the receiver as well.
Gary Lane still talking to his officials about the penalty marker. He's still huddled with a couple of officials.
I don't know what the conversation's about. It looked fairly forthright.
Holding defense, number 40. That penalty's declined. We have a catch with a fumble out of bounds forward. The ball is fought back to the spot of the fumble. First down.
First down as Tasker fumbled the ball out of bounds, but where he fumbled the ball, the 23-yard line of Jacksonville is where the ball is spotted first down.
That was what the conversation was about, whether it was a catch or it was just a penalty. And he was juggling the ball, Tasker, but they said he had it long enough. He made some move after the catch, and then the fumble came out of bounds. So that was what the conversation was about.
Tasker's had some trouble last couple of games holding on to the football. Had a fumble last week against Kansas City. Here's a handoff. Thurman Thomas, 20-yard line to the 19 he goes. Don Davey was the first man to hit him. Stopped at the 19 of Jacksonville.
Thurman Thomas, huh? I mean, what a... he's in his
ninth year out of Oklahoma State. When you consider Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders both played at Oklahoma State.
Amazing, isn't it? 9 years, and he's been over 1,000 yards 8 years in a row. The last 8 years over 1,000 yards. Incredible.
And who's the other guy to do that?
There's only one other guy to do it. We know it's Barry Sanders, same time period.
Here's Kelly to throw, and he's sacked at the 30-yard line. Clyde Simmons, shaken up on the last series, comes back in this series defensively for Jacksonville and gets the sack. 154 career starts in the regular season for Clyde Simmons, the 11th year pro out of Western Carolina. It's 7.5 sacks this year.
And he's a guy, I mean, look at him in Arizona. He had 11 sacks last year. And remember back in '92 when he was at Philadelphia, it was awesome. He had 19 sacks, so he is a pass rushing specialist.
And didn't they play him in the secondary some at Arizona?
Good.
Here's Kelly on a draw play to Thomas, to the 25, to 20, still on his feet, down to the 15-yard line.
Great call. You know why it's a great call? Because they get the pass rushing from the outside, looking for another sack, and they run the sprint draw inside to Thomas, who gets close, but not close enough. He's about 2 yards short of the first down.
Clyde Simmons made the tackle on Thurman Thomas, and we're down to the 2-minute warning.
That is a 2-minute warning.
That's my line. And it's sponsored by the 2-in-1 shampoo Pert Plus. Shampoo and conditioner for simply great hair. Fourth down and about 2 yards for the Buffalo Bills with the ball at the 15-yard line of Jacksonville. And Buffalo will not attempt a first down carry or quarterback keep this time. Jacksonville responded after holding on the last fourth down try. So it's a field goal attempt of 33 yards by Steve Christie. Far side hash mark. High end over end kick is on the way and good. Good with 1:56 left until halftime. A tie game at 17 between the Jaguars and the Bills on this wild card weekend.
And you're right, they don't go for it there. They instead take the sure field goal to tie the game.
So tie score with a minute 56 left in the first half. The Jaguars and the Bills tied at 17. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. 17-17 game between Jacksonville and Buffalo. And it's getting darker now here at Rich Stadium. The clouds are rolling in. Had a strong wind blowing from right to left, about 20 to 30 miles per hour since the start of the game. Temperatures are warming up. Might get a little rain here before this is over today.
Well, what a break.
But no snow.
Yeah, for Jacksonville got a huge break being a warm weather team. I mean, in Buffalo in December, it can be frigid. It can be below zero wind chill. And yet today, we started the game in the high 40s and maybe getting chillier now, but boy, Jacksonville did get a break.
Steve Christie will kick off. Lucky Brooks and Ricky Bell are deep. It's a line drive kick that goes to Bell at the 15-yard line to the 20, 25, 30, 35, up to the 37-yard line. And tackled by David White of the Bills.
Great field position, of course. The Bills were on that kickoff against the wind. The ball was a squibber, went along the ground, well retrieved, and a good field position for Jacksonville.
25-yard return for Bell. Jacksonville responded after holding on a 4th and inches play, getting a big 47-yard pass play to the tight end Mitchell, and then a 30-yard run by Natron Means to give the Jaguars a 3-point lead. The Buffalo came back and on the field goal of 33 yards by Steve Christie. We have a tie score at 17.
Neither team has gone into the can. Jacksonville could have, but they got some big plays and from Means and from Simmons, and they are tied.
Wide receivers both ways. McCardell and a slot to the right. Handoff Means looking for something on the right side to the 40-yard line and up to the 42. Damian Covington made the tackle. The officials are going to spot the ball between the 42 and 43-yard lines. No, right at the 43-yard line. And a timeout taken with an injured Buffalo Bill down on the field.
Timeout, charge to Buffalo, an injury inside of 2 minutes. That is their first charge team timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
The 30-second timeout was Sam Rogers, the injured player. But I think this timeout might take a little more time than 30 seconds. Rogers is hurt.
And we talked a little bit about what Natron Means has meant to this Jaguar offense, taking the heat off Brunell. Remember last week he had 110 yards. Look at him so far today, John.
103 yards on 10 carries for Means, and he had 30 on the touchdown run and an earlier run of 62 yards. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Knicks and Magic, second quarter at the Garden. New York leads it now 47-39. We'll have more later on WFAN New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station.
Well, John Dockery, I'm John Rooney. Rich Stadium outside of Buffalo, New York, where the Buffalo Bills and Jacksonville Jaguars are tied at 17 with a minute 36 left in the first half.
And Jacksonville a little hampered on offense because Jimmy Smith hurt himself and is not expected back in this game. Wide receiver Jimmy Smith for Jacksonville.
I'd said Rogers. It was Damian Covington shaken up on the play, coming out now, shaken up for a block by Keenan McCardell. Wide to the right side goes Willie Jackson. Tight end to the right, Pete Mitchell. James Stewart is in the backfield alongside Brunell from the shotgun on 2nd and 4 from the 43 of Jacksonville. Brunell to throw, and is complete to Jimmy Smith at midfield. He gets inside the 45-yard line to the 44. He was out for a while with bruised ribs, but comes back to make a first down catch here. No huddle offense. Brunell in the shotgun from the 43-yard line of Buffalo. Here's the snap, and whistles blow the play dead.
The battle going on. You mentioned Jimmy Smith. We got a report from the PR department of Jacksonville that it was unlikely that number 82 would return, but yet he did. He caught a slant pass, picked up a first down.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Leon Searcy called for the penalty, fifth-year pro out of Miami of Florida.
And still that big battle goes on between left tackle Tony Vaselli, 6'7", 322 pounds, against Bruce Smith, the all-pro right defensive end, for the Buffalo Bills.
Jimmy Smith goes wide to the right. Wide receivers both ways, 2 to the left side. Brunell under center, back to pass. He has to scramble, runs to the right, pump fake, still on his feet, slides at the 42-yard line. That's what makes Brunell dangerous, but he hasn't run all that much in the first half.
Jacksonville
takes a timeout. 1 left now for the Jaguars with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. So with the timeout, the tie score at 17, you're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports.
As time goes by, certain things become obsolete. For instance, 8-track tapes, beehive hairdos, and Christmas bonuses. Well, Courtyard by Marriott is preserving that tradition with a bonus of its own. Special $49 to $59 rates Thursday through Sunday through February 23rd. Call your travel agent or Courtyard at 800-321-2211, at least 3 days in advance. Restrictions apply. As for me, I'm off to get these bell-bottoms tapered.
That was the first run today by Mark Brunell. Brunell, in the regular season, carried the ball 80 times for 396 yards, the most rushing yards by a quarterback in the NFL this season. But why has he been contained so far?
You know, one of the things they've had is contain is a key word. They're rushing from the outside. They're not letting him get outside. They're also coming with a blitz up the middle, so he's had no place to run for now.
2nd and 9 from the 42-yard line. Back to throw. Throws complete, and it's caught at the 36 by Pete Mitchell, the tight end.
Boy, what a nice catch by Pete Mitchell. Not just the normal, he was hooking. The ball was thrown real high, and Mitchell, 6'2", went way up there to get it like a basketball player and pull it down.
Tackled by Marlo Perry. The ball spotted at the 35. 3rd down and 2. Brunell from the shotgun. He has to scramble to his left. Penalty marker down. Brunell pump fake, still on his feet and tackled at the 37-yard line, but a penalty flag down might have a hold on Tony Baselli.
You know, Baselli was complaining before. He went to the official and said, please, come on. I mean, Smith did, saying that Baselli's been holding me all day long. We'll see if that's the call, but Baselli has been doing a pretty good job, whether it's by holding or just good technique, we can't say.
Baselli is giving it to the officials right now, saying, wait a minute, just because he squawked that I'm holding, you're going to throw a flag now?
Right.
Holding offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
Interesting that Bruce Smith was, setting that up by complaining to the referee, the official before that.
And now Baselli is complaining to Gary Lane.
I know. And Smith is saying, hey, he's been holding me all day long. And on this particular play, I don't know if he was holding him. I mean, he spun around and Baselli threw him to the ground, but it looked like Smith was on his way down anyhow.
Well, you know what they say about the squeaky wheel.
Exactly right. He may have they may have given him that one from the previous play when he was holding Smith.
3rd down and 12. The football comes back to the 45-yard line of Buffalo. 38 seconds to go in the first half. Shotgun formation. And James Stewart is the running back just to the right of Brunell. Brunell takes the snap out of the shotgun. Under a heavy rush, throws ahead to Stewart at the 45-yard line, down to the 40, to the 39. And tackled by Sean Moran, Marlo Perry.
Marlo Perry made a great play. That was a middle screen. It looked like it was going to go a long way to Stewart, who had blocking out in front of him. But Perry, fought off the blocker, slowed the play down, and he got some help and made the tackle. Wow, what a play.
So 4th down. And the clock ticks down to 5 seconds. 4. Time is just going to run out. No, time called.
Timeout. Jacksonville, that is their 3rd and final charge team timeout. That's a 30-second timeout.
Jacksonville has the wind at their back. I think that's what Kaufman is thinking. Well, what do we do here? Do we just, take our shot? It's a long, with balls on the 40-yard line, John. So we're talking about, a 56, 57-yard field goal.
And the wind has shifted some, Doc. Now it's blowing from the far side of the field right in toward our booth.
It's a shifty. I was watching Hollis in the pregame, and the wind is blowing right to left, but it's also blowing across the field.
And his long this season is 53 yards against Carolina.
So this would be his longest if he does make it, but you really have to angle towards the right goalpost because the ball will blow a little to the left. He has it at his back. He has a shot, but it's a real long field goal.
A 58-yard attempt. Hollis to attempt from 58 yards out of the hold of Brian Barker. From between the hash marks. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick. High and over end, and it's going to sail wide and short. And time has run out in the first half of our wild card game.
That is the end of the first half.
Our score, the Jaguars 17, the Buffalo Bills 17.
Let's send you back to Rich Stadium and rejoin John Rooney with John Dockery. Gentlemen.
Okay, thank you, Jim. A 17-17 game between the Jaguars and the Bills. And now let's go inside the numbers for the first half. Sponsored by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. And the numbers that stick out, Natron Means rushing for over 100 yards in the first half. 10 carries, 104 yards. Long run of 62, a touchdown run of 30.
And the 30-yard touchdown was a thing of beauty when he bounced off Smith and Hansen and just kept on rolling. On the other side of the numbers, and the Bills have to do this. They have to get more rushing. Thurman Thomas, not 100%, but 9 carries for 31 yards. Not enough.
Also, in the first half, looking at the rushing numbers for the Buffalo Bills, 15 of their 56 yards came from a run by Jim Kelly. And Kelly at one point got up slow coming over to the sideline after trying a quarterback keep on fourth down that didn't work. And Jacksonville managed to turn that into a momentum builder and take a short 17-14 lead.
And they did. And then, of course, the Bills came back to tie it at 17-all. But in that drive, I mean, the key receiver for the Jaguars today is a tight end. A little surprising because tight end hasn't been that productive, though Mitchell is a good pass-receiving tight end. 2 catches for 55 yards.
It is getting darker now here at Rich Stadium. Lights have been on throughout the game. We've had some light rain falling. Fans have come out with the rain gear here today. It was not a sellout early in the week for national television coverage, and they didn't sell out last week either. We were wondering, coming on the air today, if some of the thrill is gone from the Buffalo Bills, their 4 straight Super Bowl years without a victory, and with an offense that's certainly not what it was in those Super Bowl years.
And you wonder if the fans are jaded. If they've been in the playoffs 8 of the last 9 years, and Buffalo fans are so accustomed to it. Are they saying, wow, this is a wild card game, why should we come? Hey, this is a playoff game, and a lot of cities would love to have a playoff game.
We're set to go with Mike Hollis kicking off. Eric Moulds is deep along with Russell Copeland. Kicking from right to left. Here's Hollis with the kickoff. Wind at his back. A high, short kick coming down to Moulds from the 15 to the 20. Dances left, 25, 30 to his right, out to the 35 to the 38-yard line. Tackle made by Darren Studstill. That was a return of 26 yards. So here's Buffalo trying to break this 17-17 tie as we get started with the second half, and Jim Kelly coming out to run the offense.
And Jim Kelly, not a bad first half, a good first half, 16 of 21 for 100.
Kicking team, number 30. Penalties decline. First down.
Penalty declined on the kicking team for the good return, but
and
Kelly...
Studstill, the man who made the tackle, was offside.
He was offside, so get down there quickly. Kelly, though, 16 of 21, 176 yards, a touchdown, but 1 interception on a shuttle pass. Clyde Simmons intercepts, took it 20 yards, the defensive lineman, for a touchdown for the Jaguars. To keep him in this game early, that was a critical play.
Here's Kelly to pass on first down. Looks to his left, and it's caught by his tight end, Lonnie Johnson, who goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line, ushered out by Kevin Hardy, the rookie linebacker.
Ushered out is a nice word. Kevin Hardy almost decapitated him. He gave him a necktie tackle along the sidelines, dragged him out of bounds.
Second down and 4, football at the 44-yard line. Buffalo 44, handoff Thurman Thomas. He's twisting his way through the line of scrimmage up to the 49-yard line, and maybe enough for a first down. Don Davey on the stop, and it is a first down run.
And you watch Thurman Thomas, and you say at this age, after all that banging in the 9 years in the league, 30 years old, he still skips and slides and finds the hole and picks up the important yardage like he did on that first down.
To me, if Jacksonville is going to hang around and have a chance to win this game, this is a big defensive drive for them. Here's an end around with Tasker from the 45-yard line of Jacksonville down to the 42-yard line, close to another first down, and the Bills love that end around play.
They certainly do. They tried it 2 or 3 times. They actually tried a flea flicker off of that play, the end around, and it was incomplete, but that time the penetration by Jacksonville up the middle almost fouled up that play. Still, Tasker was able to shake loose and pick up close to a first down.
Will Kelly go for broke here on second down and maybe a yard?
Possibly.
From the 42-yard line, Kelly gives to Thomas, who makes it to the 41-yard line and probably has the first down. Wrestled down by Kevin Hardy.
Kevin Hardy, big-time player. You look for players on a team who are impact players, and this is very close to a first down.
Alongside another one, Simeon Rice at Illinois.
Yes, exactly. Can you imagine those two guys on the same team? I mean, Hardy, a Butkus Award winning #1 pick this year for Jacksonville, a starter. Second player taken behind, who was it? Keyshawn Johnson. So first defensive player taken. He is an impact player. Gets better and better week in and week out.
Here's a measurement. And the Bills are a couple of inches shy of a first down. So third down and inches.
Remember when they went for it on fourth down, they gave it to, Jim Kelly took it himself on a quarterback sneak, did not make it in the second quarter. Jacksonville responded. Here, I can't see him not giving it to Thurman Thomas to try to pick up. We're talking inches here, John.
Tyndale is in. He'll be blocking for Thurman Thomas. Kelly looks to the sideline, takes in the play. Referee Gary Lane just now started the play clock. And the game clock winds down. 13:09 and counting, third quarter. 17-17 game between the Bills and the Jaguars. Third and inches from the 41 of Jacksonville. Out of the I formation, Reed in motion, and before the snap, everybody was coming from the linebackers to the defensive linemen for Jacksonville, but was there movement on the offensive line for Buffalo? Penalty markers are down. Whistles stop everything. And from the reaction of the crowd down by the field, well, we'll get the call now.
Snap, false start, offense, left guard.
Reuben Brown, Pro Bowler this year. Don Shula talked about best guard in the NFL. That time a little anxious. Reuben Brown moved, and then it was just a wave of white jerseys. Jacksonville crushing the offensive line, and the penalty against the Buffalo Bills. So now it's 3rd and 5.5.
The Bills need to get to the 40-yard line of Jacksonville for the first down. Kelly will operate from the shotgun. There's a wing to the right side. Here's a handoff. Thurman Thomas looking to run right, looking for a block from the 45 to the 40, down to the 38, a first down, and got a big block by Jerry Ostrowski, the right guard.
But Thurman Thomas, what a beautiful cutback. He was looking outside as though he wanted to get to the sidelines and turn it up. That was cut off, made a beautiful cut, comes back inside, number 34 does. Ostrowski gets a block for him, and then he does it all himself to pick up the first down.
Great read off that Ostrowski block by Thurman Thomas. Derek Holmes comes in now. Thomas is out. Kelly changes the play at the line of scrimmage on first down from the 38 of Jacksonville. Opening drive in the second half for Buffalo. Hand off to Holmes. He has a little room on the left side of the line, gets to the 35-yard line, and is brought down quickly by Kevin Hardy.
You know, Thurman Thomas, Derek Thomas, not a bad linebacker for KC. Thurman Thomas does what he wants at this point in his career. When I say that, it's not anything derogatory. He takes himself out of the game when he feels he needs a break. And he'll come out for 1 or 2 plays, and they'll try and get Holmes in there as a changeup.
Holmes is the one back in the offense. Kelly to throw. Looks to Holmes, hits him at the 30-yard line. Holmes just drifting out of the backfield, breaks a tackle down to the 25, to the 23 he goes for a first down for Buffalo. Broke the tackle of Tony Brackens, the rookie from Texas, finally stopped by Eddie Robinson, the weak side linebacker.
Plenty of time to throw the ball. Jim Kelly, offensive line, giving him time to do that. Holmes slips out of the backfield, number 44, makes the catch. And then, as you mentioned, a great move like a matador. Brackens goes by him. He picks up the first down.
First down at the 24 of Jacksonville. Jurkovich has come onto the defensive line now for the Jaguars. Kelly is changing the play. Derek Holmes is still in the backfield after making that first down reception. Kelly to throw. Looks to his left and throws over the head of early out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Kelly was motioning for Derek Holmes to move on downfield a little bit. Clyde Simmons was closing in, and Kelly had to throw the ball away.
You know, there was good coverage by Eddie Robinson, who is really a swift, good coverage linebacker. He had Holmes. Holmes was breaking to the outside. Kelly rolling that way, had time, was motioning to Holmes. Come on, get open. Come on back inside. Find a seam so I can throw you the ball. Didn't happen. Kelly wisely just threw it away. Smart quarterback.
Bills have had the ball 3 minutes and 44 seconds here in the second half. Kelly takes the snap, drops the pass, throws to his left, and the pass is caught at the 20-yard line by Steve Tasker. And he was hit immediately by Mickey Washington, who came close to getting his hands on the ball.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot of juice on that ball. Kelly was off balance, threw it a little bit late. Mickey Washington was reading it and came up and was one of those crossroads for a defensive back. Do you go for the interception, you go for the tackle? He decided he couldn't get the interception, so he made the tackle.
On second down, or make that third down and 5, the football at the 19-yard line of Jacksonville. From the shot, got a bad snap, and Kelly falls on the ball back at the 30-yard line. Jeff Loggeman came back to cover Kelly, and now Kelly springs up and takes offense at how he was tackled.
He says Loggeman may have added a little extra to that hit. When Kelly was on the ground, it was a bad snap. Wisely, Kelly didn't try to pick it up. It was dribbling along the ground. He just jumped on it to prevent a turnover. But a terrible snap. And the ball simply came back, a ground ball to the left side. Kelly had to run and retrieve it and was lucky to do that.
A 47-yard field goal attempt coming up for Steve Christie out of the hold of Chris Moore. From the far side hash mark. The wind has shifted, so here's the kick. Line drive, end over end. Good. Christie hits the field goal with 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. And the Bills jump in front of the Jaguars now 20-17.
Jacksonville refuses to die. They get behind, they come back. They get behind, they come back. They're now behind again. Let's see what happens.
Bucky Brooks, Ricky Bell. They're deep. Brooks at the goal line. Here's the kick. Sailing deep into the end zone, and Brooks will just take it and run out of the end zone. The wind has shifted. Was blowing from right to left at the start of the game. It's just the opposite right now. Jacksonville will have the ball, 20-yard line, first down. Mark Brunell came into this game with 119 consecutive passes without an interception and threw an interception in the first half.
It was a nice interception by Smith in the end zone when he had great coverage.
We have a timeout. 20-17, the Bills lead the Jaguars. 10:14 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports.
You know how a dog ear equals 7 human ones? Well, computers are like that compared to other machines.
Tom Ryan, president of the American Stock Exchange.
A 7-year-old airplane is younger than a 1-year-old server. It makes buying decisions tough. It turns systems into orphans way too soon. Computer people ought to be more sensitive to that. No matter how great the new stuff is, it should work with, even optimize, their old stuff. Digital does it. Everybody should.
Digital, whatever it takes.
Jacksonville will have the ball first and 10 from the Jaguars' 20-yard line when we come back in just a moment.
WFAN New York.
Viewing on the jewel of the Adirondacks, Saranac Lake.
Saranac? Yeah, like that great beer we tried last night, Oscar. You think this lake got its name from Saranac beer?
Dave, it's just a hunch, but I think Saranac beer got its name from Saranac Lake.
Oh.
They brew Saranac right near here.
Oscar, we could visit the Saranac Brewery.
We could watch them handcraft all those incredible Saranac beers and ales.
And taste that Saranac fresh from the barrel.
Okay, Dave, we visit the Saranac Brewery first day it rains.
Oscar, I hear thunder.
That was you, Dave.
Oh, no, I just felt a drop.
That was from your paddle.
We hope you visit our family brewery here in the foothills of the Adirondacks, where we craft brew our Saranac Adirondack Amber, Pale Ale, Golden Pilsner, and Black and Tan. If you can't visit us here, we hope you enjoy our Saranac in your neck of the woods.
Start paddling, Dave.
Saranac Brewery, here we come.
Pete Mitchell is a tight end on the right side. Wide receiver left. Natron Means in the backfield. First down from the Jacksonville 20. Now motion Mitchell from right to left. Brunell drops. Looks to his left. Dumps it off to Natron Means. Off his left hand at the 15-yard line. Incomplete. They had several Bills closing in on him, including Damian Covington.
And it was better that for Jacksonville that Natron Means did not catch that ball because it would have been swarmed and probably lost 2 or 3 yards. So what just fell incomplete. But you look at Means has been the force. My old coach, Weave Eubank, used to call backs like Means a load. He certainly is that. 104 yards in the first half.
Keenan McCardell is in a slot to the right side, wide receiver right, tight end left. Like the two tight end set. Here's Means running right, 25, up to the 30-yard line, close to a first down. A 10-yard gain with Leon Searcy providing the block for Natron Means.
And it is a first down for Means, who just went off the right side and then just burst through, found a hole, and then at the end of the play, carried a couple of Bills for the first down.
Ball is spotted just across the 30-yard line, right side hash mark. 20-17 in favor of Buffalo. The Bills settled for a field goal. They had a 10-play drive.
You know, Mark Brunell got hot at the end of that first half. He was horrendous early on, but he got a little bit hot. He was 8 of 15 for 105 yards, most of those coming in the second quarter.
Here's James Stewart taking the handoff from the 30-yard line, gets to the 31. He was greeted rudely by Ted Washington.
You know, James Stewart's one of those tough inside runners, got good speed and balance, was a number 1 pick for Jacksonville in 95. Had some problems with a turf toe. And speaking of runners for Jacksonville, Natron Means is on the bench. He looks like he's getting one of his ankles taped.
Wide to the right, Jimmy Smith. Slot to the right, McCardell. Stewart is in the backfield. 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Brunell to pass. Looks to Stewart. Now he runs straight ahead, slides at the 35-yard line. And the ball will be spotted on the 35-yard line.
One of the big differences in Mark Brunell this year versus last year is that he will run when he has to. Last year, a lot of times when he came up to the line of scrimmage, he said, oh, good, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know where the receivers are. I have no confidence in my offensive line. And he was ready to scramble before the play even was the ball was snapped. It's different this year.
McCardell and Smith come wide to the left. Willie Jackson wide to the right side on 3rd and 5 from the 35 of Jacksonville. Brunell is changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Stewart is running back, comes up, gets the play. 3 seconds on the play clock, and here's the snap. Brunell back to pass. Pressure applied by the Bills with Jeffcoat all over Brunell at the 20-yard line. Brunell throws it away, incomplete at the 35. The Bills are saying, wait a minute, that should be intentional grounding, but no penalty marker.
No penalty. He was rolling towards his sideline. He was coming out of the pocket, and where he threw the ball, there was not a white-shirted Jacksonville player within about 10 or 15 yards, and that's what the Bills were saying, hey, that's intentional grounding, but no call.
Jeffcoat was all over Brunell. He threw the ball away, so a punting situation. Brian Barker will do the kicking from the 20-yard line with Jeff Burris at the 25-yard line to our left for Buffalo. But Buffalo ahead by 3 points and 7:57 left in the third quarter. Some pressure applied. Barker gets the kick away, and he booms it. Taken at the 16-yard line by Burris. Runs right to the 20 and gets to the 24-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds by Randy Jordan. Buffalo Bills have a 3-point lead. They have the football back now. Buffalo trying to win this playoff game after winning a playoff-like game last week to get into the postseason, beating Kansas City 20-9. And with 7:46 to go in the third quarter here today, the Bills lead the Jaguars 20-17. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. Stay tuned to the end of our game, and we'll tell you about the Roadway Player of the Game. Roadway features new choice rooms and a 30% discount for seniors. Roadway, all along the way. Buffalo on first down. Kelly to throw, under pressure. Sidesteps one tackler, dumps it off as he's hit by another. Incomplete for Thurman Thomas at the 30-yard line.
Oh, size.
Got by Tom McManus.
McManus was coming like a runaway freight train.
And then Clyde Simmons said, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and still Kelly did well to get that ball off for an incompletion. It looked like it was going to be a sack, but boy, were they coming after Kelly.
And Bracken's closed in as well. Bracken's and Simmons. Second down and 10, ball at the 24 of Buffalo. Here's a handoff, Thurman Thomas running left. Gets out to the 25 to the 26. Tom McManus wraps him up there.
You know, the Jacksonville defense is now coming with more blitzes. They're filling, it's a run blitz as well, where they'll fill those gaps. So if there is a run, they still stuff the run, but also they'll get pressure on Kelly. They're not a defense that has enough power up front with Lagaman, Davey, Jerkovic, and Simmons to get enough pass rush alone. They only had 37 sacks, so they need help.
Bills 4 for 12 on third down. Kelly out of the shotgun. Throws for the near sideline for Tasker. Incomplete. It went through the arms of Aaron Beasley, the left cornerback, nearly picked off by Jacksonville. So now 4 out of 13 of the Bills on third down today.
You know, Aaron Beasley is playing because Dave Thomas was hurt at the left cornerback position. That time he had great coverage on Tasker. Tasker outside near the sideline. The ball thrown up, and had Beasley been able to get a beat on that ball, he would have intercepted it.
So 4th down and 8. Ethan Albright is the deep snapper for Chris Moore. And Chris Hudson is deep. Moore gets a booming kick away, far sideline. Hudson watches it go out of bounds. And the official along the right sideline walks up the sideline, still walking at the 30, still walking at the 32. Finally, he stops at the 32-yard line.
Come on.
It's like watching a video game, isn't it? With the official holding his right arm up and walking up the sideline. 42-yard punt. We have a timeout with 6:58 to go in the third quarter. Bills 20, Jaguars 17. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. For John Dockery, I'm John Rooney, Rich Stadium outside Buffalo, New York. The Bills 20, the Jaguars 17. And it's Jacksonville's football. 1st and 10 from the Jaguars' 32-yard line. Down by 3. Brunell is under center. Natron Means with a sore ankle is back in the backfield. Wide receivers both ways. Audible from the line of scrimmage. Brunell changes the play. On the play clock, still 10 seconds. Here's the snap. Brunell gives to Means. Means makes it up to the 35 to the 36-yard line. If he doesn't have running room, and Spielman made the tackle, by the way, along with Ted Washington, but if Means doesn't have running room, he'll just carry a couple of tacklers with him.
Why not? If you're 5'10", 245, 250, you can do that kind of thing. And Means also is a man on a mission. I mean, he wants to prove something. A couple of years ago in San Diego, a superstar. Drifted into oblivion, let go there, picks up here, has some problems early with a thumb injury. And now he's coming on to prove that he can still play football in the NFL.
Means is a lone setback, 2 tight end set. McCardell flank to the right. Wide receiver to the left. On 2nd and 6 from the 36-yard line. Brunell, quick drop, throws to the left. A low throw, and the pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line intended for Jimmy Smith.
There was a reason for the low throw, and it was number 78 in blue. Just the image of Bruce Smith bursting up the middle, beating Tony Baselli inside, forcing Brunell to get rid of that ball long before he wanted to do it.
Just another second, that would have been a completed pass. On third down, Jacksonville 2 of 5 today. 3rd down and 6 from the 36 of the Jaguars. Jose Mastin is in the backfield. Just to the left of Brunell, cooperates from the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Now he steps up in the pocket, throws on the move, and the pass is complete at the 45-yard line with a great catch by Pete Mitchell, beating Kurt Scholes. Scholes tried to take the ball away, and Mitchell wouldn't let him.
Oh, Pete Mitchell made what great hands Pete Mitchell has. This time it's Brunell. He has a little bit of time. He rolls out to his left, which he loves to do, and then throws the ball, and Mitchell is being covered by Schultz, who's all over him. Mitchell bobbles the ball a little bit. Schultz tries to knock it away, but the sure-handed Mitchell comes up with the first down catch.
McCardell is in a slot to the right. Mastin, the lone setback from the shotgun. Brunell, 2-step drop, passes to the left. Mastin makes a catch at midfield and is knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line by Damian Covington. Knocked out at the 45 of the Buffalo Bills.
And the Buffalo Bills had a blitz on that time. Number 51, David White, from the near side linebacker position, came untouched. And still, Brunell stood in there and threw it through White, who jumped in the air to try to knock the ball down.
The officials spot the ball at the 44-yard line. 1st down. Natron Means returns to the backfield. 1 back offense, 2 tight ends, Griffith and Brown. Griffith to the left, Brown to the right. Wide receivers both ways, and here comes the corner blitz, but a handoff to Means. Means from the 40 gets down to the 37-yard line and is tackled by Schultz, who was coming on the corner blitz.
And Schultz made a good adjustment. He was coming from the outside, heading for the quarterback. He saw Means get the ball. He changed course and made a nice tackle on Means, who picked up good yardage, 5 yards or so. But interesting that Jacksonville now comes with 2 tight ends and running Means more. A little bit of a surprise. Although now they They have 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends again.
Well, both tight ends lined up on the right side.
Exactly.
One is a wing.
Baselli by himself on the left side to take Bruce Smith on.
2nd and 4 from the 37. Brunell wants to pass. Has some protection. Now he's under trouble as Spielman is all over him. The throw goes out of bounds down the left sideline around the 20-yard line. Jimmy Smith was the closest receiver, but with Spielman closing in, also Ted Washington moving in, Brunell just got rid of the football.
And you know, John, a year ago he wouldn't have done that. You know, he would have tried to reverse his field, scramble, do something. But now he knows enough when you're in trouble, you can't do it all yourself, to throw the ball away, avoid the sack, avoid the loss. That's what he did.
Maston and Jackson come into the offense. Jackson wide to the right, McCardell in a slot to the right, Smith wide left. Maston in the backfield on 3rd and 4 from the 37 of Buffalo, near side hash mark. Brunell under center. Long snap count, takes the snap. 3-step drop, throws over the middle. The pass is caught from the 25 down to the 20 by McCardell. He gets to the 10-yard line, first down. Tackled by Ken Irvin. McCardell makes the catch and the run all the way just shy of the 10-yard line. 27-yard gain.
And that was just a slant pattern to McCardell inside. Ken Irvin was playing a man-to-man. They were covering zone deep. Irvin let him get inside. The ball was perfectly thrown by Brunell. And then the receiver just did the rest himself.
Keenan McCardell, Pro Bowl receiver out of Nevada, Las Vegas. A wing to the right. Tight formation, 1 wide receiver to the left. Means in the backfield. On the 10, handoff to Means. Trying to run left. Powers his way down to the 6-yard line. Spielman, Covington, and then the rest of the Bills closed in.
You mentioned just a moment ago McCardell, the first Jaguar going to the Pro Bowl. Of course, we're only talking about an expansion team, only been around 2 years, and in their 2nd year, like Carolina, they're they're in the playoffs. What a remarkable accomplishment.
Ball is between the 6 and 7-yard lines. 2nd down. Here's Brunell under center. Means in the backfield. Slot left, wide receivers both ways. Now motion by McCardell from left to right. Back to throw. Brunell looks to his left, throws off the shoulder pads, incomplete. Jimmy Smith in the end zone. He was ready to accept that bullet pass. It hit his shoulder pads, went ricocheting off. Thomas Smith with the coverage.
Thomas Smith with decent coverage, but the ball, as you mentioned, a bullet pass, was thrown so hard, it was just a quick slant in that Smith couldn't get his hands on it and couldn't get it in. It just bounced right off the breastplate of his shoulder pads and bounced away.
10th play of the drive now. 3rd down and 6. Maston in the backfield. McCardell slot to the right. Wide receivers both ways. Brunell under center, calling the play, calling the snap count. He drops, lofts it to Smith. The corner of the end zone, through his hands, incomplete, with Thomas Smith providing the coverage on Jimmy Smith.
Interesting what they did, the Jaguars. Nice strategy. First they try to send Jimmy Smith inside on the post pattern. The ball bounces off his shoulder pads. He's being covered by Thomas Smith. Next play, they fake inside. They send him to the outside on a fade pattern. The ball's a little bit overthrown. Again, good coverage by Thomas Smith.
Mike Hollis made good from 26 yards out earlier in the game. Missed at the end of the first half from 58 yards. Brian Barker will hold. This is a 25-yard attempt, near side hash mark. This is to tie the game. The snap, the placement, the kick, high, end over end, good. 2:45 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Jaguars will not go away. It's a 20-20 game, the Jaguars and the Bills, in this wild card weekend. Eric Moulds, the rookie from Mississippi State, the 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against the New York Jets this season. He's deep alongside Russell Copeland. They're inside the 5-yard line to our left, while Mike Hollis is taking the football at the 30-yard line. Hollis went 4 for 4 field goals last week against Atlanta, 23, 26, 22, and 42 yards. Today against the Bills, he has been good from 26 and 25 yards, missing on a 58-yard attempt at the end of the first half. But his field goal has tied the game 20-20, making good from 25 yards out. Now the wind blows the ball off the tee.
And it's getting dark and gloomy here in Buffalo, and
what does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything. I mean, Jacksonville, a warm weather team coming to a cold weather site in December, got a break when the temperatures are in the 40s. Sure, there's a breeze, but there's no rain, there's no snow. It's a great day for a football game.
Did you ever have to go and hold the football on the tee on a kickoff?
Yes, as a matter of fact. That makes
Is that fun duty?
It's fun duty because then you don't have to get hit by anyone you're running down. And you become the safety man. Obviously, the holder then becomes the safety man to make sure there's no long run back.
Some believe, though, that holder has to get down there as quickly as the other guys. Here's Alice approaching the football. High end-over-end kick, very short. And it's going to be taken at the 32-yard line up to the 35 and the 36-yard line. And that was returned by Robert Coons, a second-year tight end out of Pittsburgh, fielding the punt and getting a slight return out of it. Just a short return.
And you wonder about the mindsets of these teams now. The Jaguars have to be feeling better about themselves. Heck, they come here to a playoff-hardened team, the Bills, 8 of 9 times in the playoffs over the last 9 years. And in a hostile environment, yet they remain in this game. 2020, they keep coming back. They won't die.
Derek Holmes, a lone setback. 1st and 10 for the 35. Kelly is hit as he throws, and it's incomplete at the 35-yard line. Andrew Robinson had quite a rush on.
Quite a rush. No one touched Robinson. And Jim Kelly left the center and saw Robinson coming and just about had enough time to get his arm up and just throw that ball away.
2nd down and 10 as Kelly rehuddles the Buffalo Bills at the 25-yard line. They break with Andre Reed coming wide to the near side. Tasker in a slot to the right. Holmes is still the lone setback. Early wide to the left. Tight end on the right side, and that is Lonnie Johnson. On 2nd down, Tasker in motion from right to left. Hand off to Holmes. Tries to find some kind of blocking, and he's tackled at the 33-yard line by Jeff Loggeman, and a penalty marker is down at the 35.
Tony Brackens, the rookie defensive lineman for the Jaguars, number 90, is just disrupting the Bills' offense with his penetration.
The penalty goes against the Bills.
And Brackens is one of those good young players for the Jaguars. You're
holding offense, number 84. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Lonnie Johnson, the tight end, called for the hold.
Call for the hold, but you look for impact players, and certainly they have some on defense, the Jaguars, and on offense as well, but Brackens, defensive end, and Kevin Hardy, the linebacker, 2 excellent young players for the Jaguars.
With the ball spotted at the 33-yard line, 3rd down and 12 now from the 33 of Buffalo. Kelly from the shotgun. Jaguars showing blitz. Penalty markers down. Kelly throws to the near side, caught by Early at the 45, gets to the 49-yard line. Enough for a 1st down, but let's check out the penalty marker. Looked like that the Jaguars had jumped off sides. We'll get the call from Gary Lane momentarily.
What a nice play by the quarterback and the receiver. Early coming back to the ball along the sideline. Just a quick sort of corner comeback pattern. He came back, picked up the 1st down. Nice throw by Kelly.
Offsides, defense, number 96. Penalties decline. 1st down.
Clyde Simmons called for the penalty, declined, then it is a 1st down.
But perfect timing. Kelly had to get rid of that ball. He threw it before the final cut by the receiver Early, who came back to the ball. Massey, the defensive back, had no shot to get there.
Slot left, wide receivers both ways. Blitz again by Jacksonville, and Holmes takes the handoff, and he gets leveled by Kevin Hardy back at the 46-yard line of Buffalo.
People probably remember Kevin Hardy from College at Illinois, the Butkus Award winner for the best college linebacker. I mean, his teammate Simeon Rice, they had some defensive team, and Hardy is just a player that makes it happen.
2nd and 13. Holmes still in the backfield. And here's the draw play to Holmes. He tries to run left, cuts back to the right to midfield and down to the 46-yard line. The 46 of Jacksonville, where he's stopped by Don Davey and Kevin Hardy. We've been calling Hardy's name a lot the last couple of quarters.
Hardy just makes it happen. I mean, in his first game in the NFL against Pittsburgh, he had 2 sacks and an interception. He's played well all year long and gotten better.
Coming down to a minute left in the 3rd quarter, 20-20 tie. Kelly from the shotgun. Looks left, throws left, and the catch by Early. They drop the ball out of bounds on the far sideline, arguing that he was interfered A whiff on the play by Mickey Washington. No flag.
No flag. And Mickey Washington, of course, was here in Buffalo. In 95, he left, and he's got pretty good coverage. He's playing real close coverage, and it's just an outside throw, and the ball bounces off early shoulder pads. He was distracted by Washington, but no pass interference.
More to punt. It's a high kick, a short kick. Fair catch signal by Hudson. Chris Hudson makes the fair catch at the 18-yard line of Jacksonville. So we have 57 seconds to go. Third quarter of play in this wild card game. Buffalo and Jacksonville tied at 20. 25-yard field goal by Mike Hollis tied the score with 2:45 left in the third quarter. And Jacksonville is just staying around. Big thing with Buffalo scoring the first touchdown and getting a first quarter touchdown. That's news. It only happened 3 times in the regular season. But then a defensive play by Clyde Simmons, stepping in front of a shuffle pass, taking it from the 20-yard line in for a touchdown, and that set the stage for what we're watching now, a back-and-forth game. We're tied at 20.
And you sense the fans. You can hear some of the fans in the background. They're getting edgy here, too. This game is tied. They don't like it. A close game like this, Jacksonville's liable to just steal it from the Bills.
On first down from the 18, Means takes the handoff, gets back to the 18, and that's it. No gain. Swarmed under. And Spielman was leading the way. He has always been very good against the run with the Lions and now the Bills.
Spielman is just one of the best run stoppers. That's what he has, that kind of a body. He's 6 feet, 250 pounds. And he just loves to stuff the run and play linebacker. Not much on pass coverage, but boy, he'll take you down on the run.
Keenan McCardell goes wide to the right side. Wing to the right. Wide receiver to the left. Here's Brunell. Back to pass. Throws, and the pass is complete to Derek Brown, the tight end, from the 25 out to the 26-yard line, stopped by Matt Stevens. Someone asked Spielman earlier this week about his game and about what he does through the whole year. How does he balance his time? And he said, well, during the season, or during the off-season, I prepare to play football. During the season, I play football, so that's pretty balanced. And he is great against the run. Time has run out in the third quarter. Means has 15 carries, 128 yards, a 30-yard touchdown run today for the second year Jacksonville Jaguars, who are tied with the Bills 20-20 with the fourth quarter coming up.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
We have a 20-20 score, Jacksonville and Buffalo. Fourth quarter, 15 minutes on the board. Jacksonville with the football. 3rd and 2 from the 26-yard line, their own 26. They're 3 of 11 on third down today. McCardell in motion. Brunell to pass. Throws over the middle. The pass is caught at the 30-yard line, and all the way out to the 38-yard line goes Jimmy Smith.
And Jimmy Smith just coming across the middle, real shallow, catches that ball and eludes Chris Spielman, who had a shot at him, and had Spielman made the tackle, might have prevented the first down, but Smith showing a lot of agility, a nifty move to shake Spielman, and then pick up the first down.
Smith and McCardell go wide to the left. McCardell is in a slot to the left. O'Shea Maston is the running back to the right of Brunell out of the shotgun. Brunell to pass, looks for Maston, and it's intercepted. Picked off from the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, the touchdown for Jeff Burris.
The ball was tipped as well. It might have been Bruce Smith. Hard to say, but there was a pressure on him, and the pass was tipped and then intercepted and taken in for the touchdown by the Bills. You know, it might have been David White coming from his linebacker position on the blitz, leaped up and tipped that ball, and that's what caused the interception.
Jeff Burris picks Mark Brunell. Second interception today for Brunell. The Bills have a 26-20 lead. Steve Christie to attempt the point after out of the hold of Chris Moore. Ethan Albright will snap the football. Here's the placement, the kick, high end over end, and good. 14-17 to go in the fourth quarter. And Burris takes the interception back for a touchdown to give the Buffalo Bills a 27-20 lead. So what a way to open the fourth quarter for Buffalo. They saw Jacksonville get an interception on a shuffle pass. But Clyde Simmons taking it back 20 yards in the first quarter. And here Burris comes 39 yards for the touchdown after his interception.
We'll find out about Jacksonville now. This is true adversity. It's the fourth quarter, 14-17 left. You're down by 7 points, 27-20, in a hostile environment against a veteran, playoff-hardened team like the Bills with a terrific defense. Mark Brunell, we're going to find out about you now.
Christie tees the football at the 30-yard line to our right. Now he has a 5-yard drop. He approaches the football and gives it a boot. Bell and Brooks are deep, and up to take the football is Brooks out across the 30-yard line to his left to the 34, maybe the 35-yard line, stopped by Mark Pike. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Knicks lead the Magic 83-77, fourth quarter at the Garden. More later on WFAN New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station.
Brunell passing today, 14 out of 27, 172 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He went the last 4 regular season games without being intercepted.
Brunell can make it happen, though. He can scramble. He can improvise. He's a clone of Steve Young. Remember Steve Young 4, 5, 6 years ago? That's what Mark Brunell is now.
Means and Maston in the staggered eye. Maston in motion, handoff to Natron Means. Goes to his right to the 36 and then dives for the 40-yard line. Stopped finally by Matt Stevens.
Not a bad idea to run Natron Means. Don't abandon your entire game plan. Yes, Jacksonville needs to throw the ball and get production from Brunell, but also they got to keep the defense of the Buffalo Bills honest. You do that by running the big back Means.
Coming up later on CBS Radio Sports on most of these same stations, Minnesota and Dallas in the NFC. Right now, 27-20 Bills.
Speaking of defenses, Dallas doesn't have a bad one now. Wow.
Slot left, wide receivers both ways. 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Brunell in the pocket. Flushed out of the pocket. Runs left. Looks over the middle. And the pass is caught by McCardell at the 45-yard line down to the 40 of the Buffalo Bills. Penalty marker down, though, at the 46-yard line of Buffalo.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? Very few quarterbacks in the NFL can do what Mark Brunell did then. He was flushed out of the pocket. He had to scramble to the far sidelines. He's left-handed. He was running that way. He throws back across his body the way a John Elway might do it and completes a pass over the middle. A very dangerous pass unless you can get some zip, some velocity on it. He did completion.
Holding
first down.
Defense, number 22. Penalties declined. First down.
20-yard gain. Jeff Burris called for the hold, but it's declined. A first down. First down, Jacksonville. With the Jaguars down by 7 points. They come up to the line of scrimmage, the 40-yard line of Buffalo. Means in the backfield. Jimmy Smith wide to the left, McCardell. Flank to the right, tight end to the right, Derek Brown. Tight end to the left, Rich Griffith. Here's Brunell changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's under center now, calling and takes the snap. Gives to Means, running left, trying to get outside from the 36-yard line. Pushed out of bounds there. Pushed out by Damian Covington.
But
and the officials are going to mark the ball at the 35.
I was about to say that. It looked like a play that was going nowhere. It looked like the defense would string it out and get him for maybe a yard gain, maybe no gain. And yet Means shows some surprising speed, gets to the outside, and picks up almost 5 yards.
Considering he has the sore ankle that had to be retaped. Means is in the backfield, wide to the left, Jimmy Smith. Coming wide to the right side, Kennan McCardell. Tight end right, that's Brown. Handoff, Natron Means. Trying to get outside, still on his feet as he just carries tacklers to the 31-yard line. Chris Spielman stayed with him, though. Give Spielman credit. Bill Hansen was hanging on as well.
You know how they try to take down, when they're roping steers and they try to take them down. That looked like Spielman grabbing onto Means around the shoulder pads and trying to throw him to the ground. Meantime, Means gets about 3 extra yards.
You don't need a rope with Means. You need a metal cable of some kind. And then maybe a crane or a truck to help you bring him down. That's the way he has been running today. Ball is spotted at the 31-yard line. 3rd and 1. Means and Maston in the backfield. Out of the staggered eye formation, tight formation. Maston in motion, moving to the right side. Handoff to Means, running behind Maston. Gets close to the 30-yard line. Was smacked by Ted Washington.
And Means has been the man today for Jacksonville. He carried 19 times for 144 yards. Wow.
See if Gary Lane calls for the chains here for a measurement. The Jaguars need to take the ball just across the 30-yard line, just inside the Buffalo 30.
And it's interesting, Tom Coughlin, the second-year coach for Jacksonville, ran down right along the chains, and he's looking out to try to eyeball it to see first down, yes, no, maybe, critical.
Short by that much, maybe.
You think?
By that much.
You're right. By that much. Just the way the Bills were short and went for it on fourth down in the second quarter and missed. So let's see what Jacksonville does right now.
Tom Coughlin from Waterloo, New York, 120 miles from Buffalo.
I think you have to go for it here. I mean, you get to fourth quarter, you're down by 7. You're threatening a field goal. It's a long field goal, too, with a lot of wind. So go for it and see what you can do.
4th and inches. Football, the nose against the 30-yard line of Buffalo. Buffalo tried a 4th and inches in the first half. Didn't make it.
And Jim Kelly with the quarterback sneak missed that one. Of course, Brunell a lot younger, a lot more agile. Let's see what they try. I'd give it to one of the backs.
3 tight ends set. Mitchell, Griffith, and Brown. High formation. Means behind Maston. And up to Means. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but second effort takes him to the 29-yard line. Ted Washington tried to deny Jacksonville the first down, but Means kept the legs moving. He kept his body twisting and got the first down at the 29 of Buffalo.
Absolutely right. And Ted Washington, 330 pounds in the middle. Hit Means. Means was stopped for a moment, but that second effort bounces off Washington and then stretches his body forward for the first down. What a play by Means.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the left. McCardell a slot to the left with Means in the backfield from the 29 of Buffalo. Here's Brunell. 2-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. Throws on the move. The pass is caught by McCardell as a 15. He gets to the 9-yard line. First and goal, Jacksonville.
And Mark Brunell, so dangerous when he's on the move. That time, he got some pressure from the outside. He did what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. He stepped up, and then it looked like he was going to run for a moment, took a 3 or 4 steps towards the line of scrimmage, stopped, and found McCardell over the middle in the zone, and McCardell picks up the first down.
McCardell got away from Kurt Scholes and then was down at the 10. The ball just inside the 10-yard line. First and goal from the staggered I formation. Here's a handoff to Means running left. He gets to the 5 and then takes the pile all the way down to the 1-yard line. How about that powerful run?
And he did it to the left side behind Coleman, the big left guard, 6'6", 320 pounds. Boselli, 6'7", 325 pounds. And that surge just drove the Buffalo Bill defensive line back, and Means, large man himself, just behind it, picked up good yardage.
And the offensive line held the blocks for about 5 or 6 yards. 9th play coming up on this drive as Jacksonville attempts to tie the game. 2nd and goal from the 1. Maston, the fullback, Means the tailback. 3 tight ends. A wing to the left. Here's Brunell giving to Means, and why not? He gets to the 2-yard line and pushed back. Good surge that time by the left side of the defensive line and the linebackers, including Bryce Pop, who was able to knife through, hit him first. Covington was also in there from his linebacker position.
Yeah, no, it was good penetration, as you mentioned. Covington, Pop, Spielman, penetration, were able to grab Means before he turned upfield. Loss of 1 yard. When you're running laterally, your power doesn't help you. But if he were able to turn upfield and get some momentum, he might have gotten into the end zone.
Marlo Perry comes out. So does Sean Price. 4 wide receivers, 2 each way. Shotgun formation for Brunell. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line of Buffalo. Brunell throws, caught by Smith, goes for the goal line. Touchdown, Jimmy Smith. Matt Stevens grabbed Jimmy Smith at about the 2, but couldn't keep him out of the end zone.
Interesting call down on the goal line from the 2-yard line. Jimmy Smith, from his outside wide receiver position, just comes inside. It's almost like a hitch pattern, catches the ball, and then cuts back behind some blockers and squeezes into the end zone.
Mark Brunell to Jimmy Smith, 2-yard touchdown run. After taking the pass, actually about a 5-yard run, but it only counts as 2 with the play from the line of scrimmage at the 2-yard line. But that was a powerful move and a gutsy play call by Jacksonville. It worked. Now the point after try by Mike Hollis to tie the game out of the hole to Brian Barker. The kick is good. We have 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. The score, Jacksonville 27, Buffalo 27. Natron Means for Jacksonville is carried for 152 yards on 22 carries, 1 touchdown. That's the most ever rushing yardage against the Bills in the playoffs. And here's the kickoff. Hollis sends it high and taken by Copeland at the goal line, out across the 10, the 15, 20-yard line, out to the 25, to the 27 he goes. The Bills have been able to get some good returns. Brian Boyer made the tackle, a 27-yard return by Copeland.
I'm just amazed. Yes, it's pretty good field position, but Buffalo gets a break on a tip ball, interception by Barris. They go up 7 points. And then what happens? The response by Jacksonville. I mean, this team has poise. They've come into a hostile environment against a veteran playoff team. Bingo.
Timeout on the field. 8:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Tie game, 27-27, the Jaguars and the Bills. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. 27-27, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's football, first down from the Bills' 27-yard line. Kelly is 21 of 29 passing today, 214 yards, a TD, and an interception. He wants to pass on first down, and penalty markers fly, whistles blow the play dead. A false start, perhaps?
I mean, that's what it looks like. It's against the Bills.
False start. Offense. Number 83. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's 12-year pro Andre Reed on the false start. And the Bills don't need that. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go as they try to answer Jacksonville's score. Natron Means has been terrific today. On the other side, Thurman Thomas has 13 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. He has 1 receiving touchdown. Thomas is in the backfield. Kelly from the shotgun. A long drop, throws over the middle, and it's a complete pass at the 40-yard line to the 45. Goes Quinn early, and he falls forward to the 47. The 47 of Buffalo for a first down.
Hard to know what in the world Jacksonville's defense was doing. They allowed Early to be wide open over the middle. They were playing a zone defense, and Early just went down and inside, and the linebacker did not cover, and then he makes a pretty good move and picks up good yardage for the first down, 25 yards.
25-yard gain, first down. 2 wide receivers to the right. Early is in a slot to the right, back to pass Kelly. Kelly, from his 40-yard line, throws off the fingertips of Thurman Thomas at midfield. Incomplete. The pass was behind him. Kevin Hardy was trying to make the interception. The ball fell just beyond his reach.
And that ball was thrown behind him and almost could have been intercepted. The ball was tipped up in the air, but just a bad throw by Jim Kelly.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 47-yard line of Buffalo. Buffalo and Jacksonville tied at 27 with 7:51 to play in regulation. Here's Kelly on the draw to Thurman Thomas. Gets to midfield. Stopped after a gain of 3 yards. Tackle made by Tony Brackens, a rookie from Texas. Had 5 tackles against Atlanta last week. He led the team with 10 tackles for losses this season. Now on third down and 8. Kelly from the shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff on the draw to Thomas. Looks right. Pump fake. Fumbles the ball. Picks it up on the bounce. Runs with it. Midfield. And then his nail fumble the ball. Picked up by Jacksonville. Jacksonville has recovered the fumble. It's Jacksonville's ball at the 41-yard line. And Kelly is down at midfield.
I think Kelly's down more because of frustration and disappointment.
Aaron Beasley recovered the fumble.
Aaron Beasley recovered, but Kelly that time had the ball shake loose. It dribbled on the ground. He picked it up. He started to run. He's making good yardage. And then he coughed it up downfield, and Jaguars recovered.
Clyde Simmons was pressuring Kelly. Then Kelly, on a pump fake, lost control of the football as he started to run.
He got away from Lagerman.
Lagerman may have tapped the football.
But then he had possession of it after he picked it up, and he got hit real hard by Chris Hudson, and he coughed up the ball.
Jacksonville with the football and 7:13 to go. And then the fumble recovery by Aaron Beasley, the rookie from West Virginia.
And Jim Kelly is coming off the field real slow. He's limping a little bit. Of course, he's had knee trouble throughout his career.
He had a sore right knee. Remember on that 4th and inches play in the first half? He came limping off the field in the first half of action. And the fans are arguing that Jim Kelly was down when he fumbled the football.
And it's an interesting point because his left knee did hit the ground. It's hard to see whether the ball was coming out before that or not.
But it was ruled a fumble, and Jacksonville takes over the 42-yard line of the Jaguars. 2 wide receivers to the left. Maston in the backfield. Brunell to throw. Throws complete to Smith at the 45 to the 44 Buffalo. Jimmy Smith, who caught the touchdown pass that tied the game, makes the reception for a first down into Buffalo territory.
And you get a sense now that the Jacksonville Jaguars believe they can win this game. They get a turnover. They come right back, throw a slant-in pattern for a first down, and they're starting to feel their oats.
Natron Means is in the backfield. 1 back offense, 2 tight ends, Griffith and Brown. Wide receivers both ways. Smith flanked to the right. Brunell is changing the play at the line of scrimmage on first down from the 44 of Buffalo. Means runs right. Back to his left to the 40-yard line and stopped there.
And you know, one thing you have to think about, if Jim Kelly's out, obviously it's going to be a major blow to the Buffalo Bills. They have to come with Todd Collins, but also as you go on, being a veteran team is a terrific thing. You're used to playoff pressure, your experience, but also this aging Buffalo Bill team, you have to wonder whether they're wearing down now, whether this young, especially this young, large offensive line for the Jaguars is wearing down the defensive line for the Buffalo Bills.
Maston and Means in the staggered I formation behind Brunell on 2nd and 6 from the 40-yard line of Buffalo. Here's Means running left. He's hit by Ted Washington in the backfield, thrown for a 1-yard loss.
Especially with a back like Means who can wear a defense down. He's so big and strong. He's always delivering the blow. He's hurting the guys who are tackling him, and that can take some juice out of him.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 41 of the Buffalo Bills in a tie game with 5:34 and counting in the 4th quarter. Jaguars 27, the Bills 27. McCardell comes wide to the near side along with Willie Jackson, the 3rd-year pro from Florida. Wide receiver to the left. Brunell in the shotgun. Maston is to his left. McCardell in a slot to the right. Brunell to throw. Under pressure. He's hit as he throws. McCardell makes the catch. Slips a tackle at the 40. Running left to the 35. Down to the 30-yard line. First down, Jacksonville.
Oh, my. What a play by McCardell. What a play by Mark Brunell, John. He was under pressure. It looked like he was going down, and he threw the ball. Hanson was all over him, and then McCardell caught the ball. He was far short of the first down. Cut inside, evaded 2 or 3 tacklers. Wow.
Got away from Ken Irvin to go ahead and make the run to his left for the first down at the 30 of Buffalo. McCardell wide to the right. First down. Ball at the 30. Means in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Runs left. 27-yard line and then breaks free inside the 25 to the 23. How did he do that?
Don't ask me. You know what he looked like? Means is in a white jersey. He's wearing number 20. The Buffalo Bills are in blue jerseys with their red helmets and their white numbers. Means went into this pile of blue as though he were going into the sea, and then like a mole, he somehow came out of it and picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards.
He gained 7, 2nd and 3.
Baselli right now is doing a number on Bruce Smith, run blocking.
From the 23-yard line of Buffalo with 3:58 and counting. Means is hit in the backfield and dropped at the 27-yard line by David White, 3rd-year linebacker out of Nebraska.
Here we go again, a 3rd and long critical play. Mark Brunell made a great play to McCardell on the last 3rd and long. Let's see if he can do it again.
3rd down and 7. The Jacksonville Jaguars need to get the ball just inside the 20-yard line for a first down. They have the ball at the 27. Jimmy Smith wide to the near side, and Willie Jackson wide to the left. McCardell in a slot to the right. Maston is the running back, 1 back offense. Brunell with a snap and the drop. Still fading, throws to the near side, incomplete, intended for McCardell at the 20-yard line, broken up by Ken Irvin.
Oh, big plays change games. That time, Ken Irvin McCardell was doing an outbound, and the ball was well thrown. Lots of velocity by Brunell, right on time, and Ken Irvin somehow made a move. Of course, he was holding the receiver, as we see on replay, but made the move to knock it away. What a play.
Now a field goal attempt from Mike Hollis. A 45-yard attempt here.
The winds are very strange down there. They're swirling. He could be kicking into a wind the way it was earlier.
Out of the hole to Brian Barker. Here's the snap by Wydell. The placement, the kick, high, end over end. It hits the upright and goes through. It's good. It hit the right upright and went on through.
Do you believe in destiny? It happened before they won a game like that. It happened here today. It hit the right upright and then bounced through to give the Jaguars a 30-27 lead over the Buffalo Bills with 3:07 left. Wow.
Mike Hollis makes good on the field goal. A 45-yarder. And our score is 30-27. Jacksonville, the second-year NFL team, leading the Buffalo Bills, who are making their 27th playoff appearance. Timeout on the field with 3:07 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll see how the Bills answer. Our score, 30-27 Jacksonville. You're listening to coverage of the National Football League from CBS Radio Sports. Hollis kicks off to Moles. Moles across the 20, the 25, out to the 30-yard line. Buffalo Bills with the ball on offense now. Moles was tackled by Travis Davis. A 22-yard return for Moles. Buffalo's ball with 2 minutes and 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter, trailing the Jaguars 30-27. And Todd Collins, second-year pro from Michigan, is going to be the quarterback. Jim Kelly is on the sideline receiving attention.
And Kelly might have gotten popped in the head and looked a little groggy on the sidelines. We haven't gotten any report, but that's what it appears from up here.
Collins last played on the 8th of December at Seattle, went 4 of 7 passing, 46 yards, a TD, and an interception. Thurman Thomas in the backfield. Collins to throw, and he's pressured and sacked at the 21-yard line. Sacked by Clyde Simmons. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Final from the Garden. Knicks beat the Magic 96-85. We'll have more later right here on Sports Radio 66 WFAN New York.
With John Dockery, John Rooney. Buffalo with the ball, trailing by 3 and 2:37 to go. Back to pass, Collins. Collins is flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, throws incomplete, intended for tight end Lonnie Johnson at the 27-yard line.
Tough spot for Todd Collins to be in. Jim Kelly out, and Collins gets thrown in here. He's down by 3 points, 2:30 left. And Collins, played pretty well. He beat Dallas 10-7, beat Indianapolis 16-13 in overtime during the year, but coming off the bench cold in a playoff pressure situation like this, tough spot to be in.
Third down 18, the ball at the 22 of Buffalo. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game.
Remember, a field goal ties this and sends it into overtime, so you don't have to get a touchdown. You just have to get into field goal range.
Tasker, slot right, Reed, wide to the right. Early wide left, Collins under pressure again, has to roll right. Still being pressured, and he is hit by Brackens as he throws incomplete at the 30-yard line. Another pass intended for Lonnie Johnson, but that ball bounced toward the tight end.
He was under heavy pressure rolling to the right side, couldn't get any oomph on the ball because he couldn't get his legs underneath him. He was being tackled, but Buffalo has to kick it away and hope that they can shut down Jacksonville right away, get the ball back, and then get a field goal to tie this game, at least a field goal.
Chris Hudson is deep for Jacksonville as Chris Moore stands inside the 10-yard line to our right with 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter. The snap is a good one, lots of time, and Moore booms this one. A spiraling kick, fair catch signal, and the catch is made by Chris Hudson. The ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line of Jacksonville with 2:16 left. A 53-yard punt for Chris Moore.
A good kick. And let me just remind you that they have 3 timeouts left, the Buffalo Bills do. So if they can shut them down here and use the 2-minute warning plus 3 timeouts, they will get the ball back in reasonable field position if they can shut them down and a chance to tie this game.
3 timeouts with a 2-minute warning coming up.
Plenty of time left.
For Jacksonville, Mark Brunell, 4th-year pro out of Washington, former Green Bay Packer.
Let me ask you this, Jim. Do you believe in destiny? I mean, that ball...
After the ball hit the upright? Yeah, why not?
How about last week? How about the way Jacksonville got here when Morton Anderson missed a chip shot, 30-yard field goal, and Jacksonville held on to beat Atlanta 19-17 last week. So Anderson just doesn't miss, yet he did.
Maston and Means in the backfield. First down from the 25-yard line. Here is Means up to the 30-yard line. Even with the smallest opening, Means is making something happen. Bryce Pop on the tackle for Buffalo. And the clock winds down to the 2-minute warning. And there it is, stopping at 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes left in our game. The Jaguars 30, the Buffalo Bills 27. Time for the 2-minute warning, sponsored by the 2-in-1 shampoo, Pert Plus. The Jaguars have the ball. Second down and 5 from the 30-yard line, their own 30. A huge play for Buffalo. The Bills down by 3. Staggered I formation for Maston at fullback, Means at tailback. Here's the handoff to Means, running left from the 30-yard line. Powers his way to the 35, to the 37, a first down. There's our player of the game.
Yeah, player of the game. I mean, the roadway player of the game has to be Natron Means. That time just powered off the left side and made a statement.
Timeout. Buffalo, that is their first charge team timeout.
First timeout for the Bills. Rich Tilsky with the block, the right guard, freeing Natron Means to get the first down carry.
But that's against a defense who knows that you're going to give the ball to Natron Means, and you knows you're going to run the ball. Some great blocking. Spielman gets knocked back inside, and then Means, power running, picks up that first down. Wow.
I'd like to thank our crew working our game today here at Rich Stadium. So we have 1:46 left in the game. Our producer, Bill O'Connell. Our engineer is Doug Wolf. Jim Famous Stamos is our spotter today. Tim Courtney, our statistician. And working with us from the West 57th Street studios in New York, the fabulous Frank Lanza.
Interesting, if Jacksonville wins here today, which they're ahead by 3, game not over, but certainly they're in great position with 1:46 left, and Pittsburgh wins tomorrow, then it'll be Jacksonville going to Denver.
High formation now on first down. Brunell changes the play. Maston passes the play along to Means. They work in the I formation. Means with the kick. Off right tackle to the 39-yard line, stopped by Sean Price. Price tripped him up there. Buffalo takes another timeout. One timeout left for the Bills. And 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Jacksonville finished the season 9-7 after going 4-12 a year ago. 23 new players from last year's team.
And after being 3-6 after 9 games, they win 6 of their last 7. Make it to the playoffs on a miracle when, a break when Morton Anderson misses a field goal last week. And here they are, about to upset the Buffalo Bills at home here.
We have chosen Natron Means as the roadway player of the game, and the numbers on Means up to the moment.
Awesome. 29 carries, 180 yards, 1 touchdown.
Roadway features new choice rooms and a 30% discount to seniors. That's Roadway all along the way.
This is a real upset. No one expected it. Bills at home, veteran team, even though they had a terrible December.
I think too many in the Jacksonville travel party expected.
I don't know about that.
Just from talking to many of them at the hotel and here at the field before the game today. Staggered I formation, Maston in motion from left to right, handoff to Means. Maston gives him a block. Means makes it across the 41-yard line. He stopped well short of a first down, and there's Buffalo's last timeout with 1:36 left.
And yet, you look at the game and you say, well, the hot team coming in was certainly Jacksonville. They had beaten very mediocre 5 in a row, but the opponents they had beaten were not exactly the best in the NFL, and the margin of victory was real tight. They got some breaks. All that said, they were the hot team, and Buffalo was really the cold team, having lost 3 of their last 4 games.
And Jacksonville was the only AFC still 4-0 in December, trying to keep that intact and head to the new year, hoping to continue in the playoffs. How about the Carolina Panthers and what they've done in the NFC?
They've been awesome. The defensive club they have. And when you have a defense like that, you can go all the way.
Here's Brunell coming from the far sideline back into the huddle. Third down and 6 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who lead 30-27 with 1:36 to play. Natron Means carried for 110 yards last week against Atlanta. The Jaguars into the playoffs. He's been a big force here this afternoon.
0 timeouts left for the Buffalo Bills.
Maston, the fullback, Means the tailback from the 41 of Jacksonville. Means with a handoff, and he's hit at the 41-yard line. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Sean Price was in on the tackle.
So Jacksonville let the clock run. Bills do nothing about it, but they will get the ball back. Burris back in punt formation. They will have one more shot with no timeouts left and not a lot of time.
And the clock running at about 10. 17 left on the play clock.
Pittsburgh wins tomorrow. They will go to New England next week, and Jacksonville would go to Denver. But Indianapolis should win. Then it would be Jacksonville to New England and Indianapolis to Denver.
So stay tuned. And the first game tomorrow
is first charge timeout.
The Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh and Indianapolis tomorrow on CBS Radio Sports. So we have a timeout and 54 seconds left to play. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. And they talk about what they're going to do over on the far sideline. With 54 seconds left and a 3-point lead, hoping to go ahead, run out the clock, and advance.
And obviously, if they could, they'd be in great position for a field goal to tie this game.
Brian Barker is the punter. Jeff Burris deep at the 10-yard line. Barker gets the kick away, a line drive spiral. And it's fielded at the 7-yard line. Burris to the right, to the 10. And he breaks a tackle across the 20. And out to the 30-yard line and out of bounds. No, they mark it out of bounds back at the 22. Stepped out at the 22-yard line. For a moment, he might break that down the sideline.
It certainly looked that way. See, you're talking about needing about 45 yards or so to get into field goal range.
42 seconds and no timeouts left. And no Jim Kelly running the offense.
And no Jim Kelly in a tough spot for Collins. I mean, what a spot to be in. Todd Collins hoping to get a miracle for the Buffalo Bills to at least get a tie and send it into overtime.
Russell Copeland is in. He'll be a wide receiver. Now the Bills break the huddle with 18 on the play clock. Andre Reed, Russell Copeland, the wideouts.
Ideally, you'd like to get it to the sidelines and pick up maybe 10, 15, 18, 20 yards if you could.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the left. Collins to pass, dumps it off to Thurman Thomas, 20-yard line, has a blocker, 25, hurdles a tackler out to the 30, and did not get out of bounds.
Oh, my.
32 seconds and counting. Mickey Washington kept him from the sideline.
Mickey Washington was smart because he came from the outside, kept his leverage out there, would not let Thurman Thomas get out of bounds. 23 seconds and counting with the Jaguars ahead by 3. And Collins spikes the ball to stop the clock at 20 seconds left. It's an interesting call, the screen pass to Thurman Thomas, hoping he can break something. Thomas, of course, a veteran back, knows about getting out of bounds. That time he was unable to. I thought he should have given up 2 or 3 yards to get out of bounds and stop the clock. He did not do that. That's a mistake. Reed wide to the right side along with Eric Moles. In fact, 3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Collins from the shotgun takes the snap, drops to the 20-yard line. He's flushed out of the pocket, tried to throw the ball. He's hit as he throws loose football, and Jacksonville recovers. Brackens forced the fumble. It looked like he was trying to throw the ball. Todd Collins was winding up, trying to launch a Hail Mary downfield, and somehow the ball got away from him, and Jacksonville comes up with a recovery, and this game, folks, is over. Don Davey recovered the fumble. 11 seconds on the clock, and all Jacksonville has to do is run out the clock. Take a knee, it's over. Todd Collins just lost the handle on that ball. I mean, he looked like he was going to throw that ball farther than he had ever thrown a football. My, oh, my. What an accomplishment for the Jacksonville Jaguars second year. You mentioned 4-12 last year, 9-7 coming in here, won 5 of their last games of the regular season to get here. And now they're going to advance to the second round of the playoffs. This is a major accomplishment for a young team. Here's Brunell up to the football, tight formation with a safety back, and there's the knee, and the clock winds down. 9 seconds. You can see the disappointment etched on the face of Bruce Smith, Bryce Pop, Jim Kelly. This could be their last hurrah.
And time runs out. That's the end of the game. A final score, the Jaguars advance in the playoffs, beating Buffalo 30-27 at Rich Stadium.